Minimize.
Yeah, and we were all frozen.
It doesn't mess anything out. You just have to maximize
we were,
that.
yeah, I know. We were just frozen in the weirdest position. Oh, crud balls. I am so not ready for this. Oh man, you minimized again. Just not gonna touch it. Okay. This and this, and I believe we are live. We are live. Welcome to Hoard of the Dragon Queen episode 1 with these amazing people. I guess we'll go through and introduce our characters first because I have never done this before. So let's start with Solution. Who are you playing in this campaign starting today?
Starting today, I am playing Darenun, who is a rock gnome artificer, and is hopefully going to play a really cool, fun, jovial little gnome who likes to build toys and puppets and little creations out of wood and leather and bits and bobs that he finds. I'm hoping. That's who I'm going to play.
Awesome. And Jeanette.
Hello, I'm Jeanette, and I'm going to play Sorrow, the tiefling cleric of Selune, who is just here to help her fellow man. You know, she's got to do what she can, and, you know, there's always a brighter day. Nothing ever is terrible enough to bring her down, so we're going to see if that stays true.
I will make it my goal to bring you down one day. Rotu.
I am playing Sarash, a half-orc fighter. He is a fighter. He comes from the far north part of the Uthgar tribe, exiled from the Uthgar tribe. He's bold, brave, young, and not that stupid, but not very worldly.
And Adriana.
I'm playing Saya, and she's a Shadar-Kai shadow sorcerer. And she's relatively new to the material plane. She is originally from the Shadowfell. And she's very quiet, very skeptical, kind of judgy. So hopefully we'll have fun with her.
I believe you said she was like your gothest goth you've been so far.
She's the gothiest goth I've ever made.
Okay, so let's get right into it. Oh yeah, and I'm the Dungeon Master, so I get to be everything else, which is going to be fun. So we'll start off with, none of you are traveling together at the current moment, are you? No one has ties to each other?
Nope.
Okay,
No ties.
No ties. That's how we want it. So, for everyone for the past several days have been traveling along a road, well, multiple different roads leading towards the town of Greenest. Some of you've had dreams of this town. For others, you've been requested to go and investigate a dragon cult or rumors of one. And even for some of you, a friend has been captured or needs help. So, as you're traveling along the windy roads past the rolling grasslands of the green fields, sundown is approaching when you all managed to get there around the same time. As you see the town, it's not what you expect. What you thought would be a pleasant, welcoming town, instead, you see columns of black smoke rising from burning buildings. figures running that for now are just little more than dots in the distance, and a dark winged shape wheeling low over a keep that rises above the center of the town. You all realize that Greenus is being attacked by a dragon.
Oh. Let's go.
Like a big dragon? Like a small dragon?
Well, the rumors are true. I'm done. But it is being attacked by a dragon.
From your distance, it's hard to tell exactly what size dragon. Again, the only other dragon you've seen was from a dream you all had the night before, where a similar town was being attacked by a dragon, but it turned out to not be.
A real dragon.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Perhaps there's kobolds hiding inside this dragon like my dream last night. But then again, maybe not. Well, now at least I know why my goddess has sent me here. This is always something that we need to handle. There's people who need protecting. What do you all think? I was just on my way here randomly to help, but if there's a dragon, then I'm going to go down and see what I can do to help some people.
I will test my metal against anything.
I needed information from this town, so might as well.
I think I'm gonna hide in the woods.
No, come.
Like close to the town. You know, I'll be able to see what's going on, but that dragon looks really scary.
It looks like a challenge. We should just maybe be careful. But look, those people running, they may need our help. You've got to have some skills. Everyone has some kind of skill set.
Has anybody here ever fought a dragon?
Yes,
Well, I had a dream last night,
me too.
and I fought very bravely against a dragon. But no, I haven't tested my metal against an actual flesh and blood creature yet. This is my chance.
I pull out a little wooden toy dragon. I can make toy dragons.
As Danon does that, you all get a sense that you've seen each other before. Especially with the mention of Sorrow and her dream of fighting a dragon.
You all seem familiar.
Did I pass one of you in the streets in Baldur's Gate a week ago? No, maybe you. The toy looks familiar.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, we shouldn't be lollygagging around though. We should maybe
We
slip
should,
down this hill and head into this town and see what we can figure out.
So you're heading towards the town?
Yeah, is this like an open like approach, or is there a way to kind of like make our way in without being absolutely obvious that we're on our way?
There is a creek bed that runs down the side of the town, just like 3 feet deep, which you would be able to sneak through down there.
I think that may be our entry point if we want to be sneaky about this. Maybe come up and surprise this dragon.
I don't think we'll be able to beat it, but we might be able to drive it away.
Using our skills creatively. Something seems similar.
Are you sure we haven't met before?
You do see the black eyes. I'm very familiar, your eyes.
I usually don't get that a lot.
And definitely I've seen an axe just like that one you're carrying, my friend.
Well, let's stick together.
Power in numbers is always very good.
As if some outside force is pushing us together.
And maybe my goddess, this is the thing she does. She brings together separate people in order to accomplish tasks that they couldn't do alone.
But we should also stay slightly apart because, you know, dragons are supposed to have really powerful attacks if we're all clumped up and grouped together.
Okay.
I'll take the back.
You there with your axe. You look pretty sturdy. Do you want to head down in the front and I'll keep an eye on the center here with my familiar friend?
Absolutely. Point the way.
The creek bed is the best option, I think.
I'll head down, start looking around in that direction. Start foraging that way.
So you head on down the creek bed. Are you trying to sneak, or are we just waltzing
As
on?
best I can, I guess, if we're trying to stealth.
Okay, so because you're using the creek bed, I'll give you all advantage on the stealth check.
Sweet.
Yeah, I get to roll a straight roll.
Oh, thank God for advantage. Oh, thank God for advantage. I rolled a 5. Sneak. Stealth?
Yes.
Ooh.
I rolled a 6 plus 1. 7.
I got a 15 total.
I got 21.
Oh.
Super
With the
sneaky.
advantage, I rolled a 18, but I get a -1 instead. So a 17.
Okay, there's enough of you being stealthy enough to counteract Sarosh's hi-ho, we're off to kill a dragon.
I'm as stealthy as a herd of elephants.
Still better than you climb up the mountain.
I whisper to the two that are behind with me and I say, well, if in a pinch we have to duck into a tree line, he'll draw the attention and we can surprise them.
Not a bad plan.
Except there's no nearby tree line. Okay, so as you approach the town, you notice, without warning, 5 humans dash out from between 2 buildings to your left. One is a limping man, there are 3 children, and a woman carrying a round shield and a broken spear. She turns around and faces back in the direction from which they came, where, Sarosh, you see 8 kobolds start streaming out of the alley on the family's heels and fan out around the woman. She
I'll
looks
give up.
determined to delay the creatures for as long as possible to increase the chances of what you assume would be her children to escape.
Okay. How far away are they? The group of people.
Group of people from you would be 15 feet. The lady would be 20, and the kobolds would be 30.
Okay. I will move over next to the lady if I can. Try and pull out my axe.
And the other 3, give me your...
I'm helping get the humans out as well.
So helping the lady as well.
I'm gonna stand maybe 10 feet behind the 2 combatants and I'm getting ready to call down a spell on the approaching kobolds.
And Dan, are you going for the tree line, or are you...
I think I'm getting ready to cast a spell too. When
staying in the creek bed? Or are we getting up?
no, if it looks like as long as we're not fighting the dragon, I think I'm okay. So, it looks like I'm gonna start casting a spell. I think that's what I want to do.
Okay, so we get to roll initiative, because it's always fun starting a fight within 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Better than my stealth roll.
16.
21.
All my -1s.
I got a 3.
Not 20.
Natural
I rolled an
1.
8. -1 is a 7.
So, Sarosh, you got what again?
21.
And, sorry?
I got a 3.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You guys
I
are
rolled a
doing,
1.
you guys are doing well already.
Just get them all off for like, so you don't roll bad when you're attacking.
Exactly.
And roll for my little friend. Ouch. It's not good. Okay, Suresh, what are we doing?
Regardless of my bravery, I'm gonna just charge ahead and swipe at the closest kobold.
Okay,
Overreach and try and
swing away.
14 plus 7, 21.
Yeah, that hits.
4, 7 plus 5.
Okay, you drop one of the
Damn it.
kobolds straight up, cleave in half.
Cut him down the middle.
Anything else?
How densely packed are they?
They're starting to like circle around, so they're trying to circle around. They were initially circling around the lady, so picture like a little semicircle.
I want to either just like move to the next closest one if I can, or if they're kind of still at a bit of a distance, back up and take kind of a not mechanical defensive posture.
Okay, so we'll say you took like the fourth one from the right, so you've gone straight for the center. So we can move you more to the right a bit more, so you're kind of trying to get the attention of the other three on that path. So you're standing between them, so they pretty much all got to go through you to reach the lady.
That's fine.
Okay, Zaya.
How many kobolds were there?
There are now 7 and 2 halves of one on the ground.
Well, and you said there's like a woman, a man, and some children, 2 children.
So there's a limping man and 3 children, which were about, I think, like 5 or 10 feet behind the lady and where Sarosh was. Then the lady's further up with a shield and spear, trying to delay the kobolds.
I'm going to try to help the men and the children back away so they're not in the fight. Because the woman seems like she's like ready to fight, so she's.
Okay, so you're helping. So what? You're gonna pick up one of the kids to run? Like how are we helping them?
I don't know. I guess like grab the kids by the hand and like pull them out.
Okay, so we'll have you as like the last line of defense. So if anyone goes past, you can get the attack of opportunity. Is that what we're after? Like we're in a farm. Yep. Or are you gonna cast a spell as well?
I'll cast a spell as well. I'll throw a little firebolt at one of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's not. That's a 7, so that's not gonna hit.
No, that doesn't hit. You're kind of distracted between making sure that the kids are actually safe and all right and not injured while you're trying to attack. So you're a bit torn between exactly what to focus on. But you position yourself between them and the kobolds.
Okay. That's going into dice jail.
Any bonus actions?
I have no bonus actions.
First level.
Okay. Danon,
Yes.
what are we doing?
So we see Durnan reach into his pack. Definitely eyes are pretty wide, super excited, maybe overly excited, a little jittery, but then also pulls out what looks like some type of calligraphy brush. And it already has like some kind of like a sparkle to it as if it's somehow imbued. And then on this sheet of parchment that he has, he draws several of these like stag beetles that have these hard carapaces on them, and begins casting or saying some words that animate those. And as long as Sarash is still within 60 feet of me, I think he is. If not, I'll move forward if I have to.
Oh yeah, he's well within 60 feet.
Okay,
He's
so
within
he's within
30.
60 feet. I am going to cast my spell Shield of Faith. So we see the creatures, they're like ink creatures, pop up off of the parchment, and then they fly towards Sarash and cover him as if he's got like little bits of armor all around him now from these little beetle carapaces. And he gets a +2 AC for the duration of the spell, and it's concentration, so I can do it for up to 10 minutes.
Awesome.
That is my bonus action, and then as my action, I will help guide the children, who are exactly probably the same height as me or bigger, towards safety. So I'll kind of help Zaya move
Oh, yep.
the younger ones, smaller ones, with me, and I kind of have them, just kind of showing them where to go as my action to move. Just some cover of some sort, if we can get behind some type of cover.
Yeah, so they were heading towards an alley in the first place.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'll run with them after that, and that is Durnan's turn.
Doing
As soon as these ink creatures start kind of appearing on me, I'm going to start looking at them curiously and trying to swat at them very nervously and start kind of almost panicking.
Okay, because now it's the kobold's turn, so 3 of them seeing you panic are going to be like, easy target, let's roll. So the first one, so did you want to move within 5 feet of them or a little further back?
As close as I could have, yeah.
Okay, so all 3 are going to have pack tactics, but the sun is still slightly up, so it's not completely down, so there's still sunlight sensitivity, so that kind of cancels out the advantage they would have got. So it's just a flat roll, which I don't believe a 9 hits you.
Nope.
Okay, the second one, a 12. These guys really suck with their rolls. Oh, this one has a chance, a 17.
It would have hit if I didn't have inky blots that are freaking me out.
Okay.
So I think at 2, it would be really cool if like you're about to be hit, and then those bugs die, and you see like ink splash on you, but then you don't feel any pain or you don't feel anything, as if they've stopped that blow from hitting you.
So they kind of ran over to where the weapon was coming to and like, protect the president.
Yeah, and then they like died. And then just like he might have some ink on him, but he's not in pain or bleeding.
Black blood. And the other 4, 2 of them are going to go for the lady.
The other 4, so there's 7.
Yeah, there's 7 left. We've killed 1. And that hits the lady. The first one does with
And
a
she dies.
23.
You lose your life.
Which, of course, it had to be maximum damage to her as well. The second one's going to attack her with a 21. This is not... I'm so sorry,
Well,
lady.
she's gonna die.
But that was a 1, so that is the lowest. So she has gone to 1 health. And the other 2 are going to attack. Do they need to get past you, Sorrow, to get to Zaya? Did you go up to the lady, or were you behind her?
I was about 10 feet behind the lady and Sarash.
Okay, so you would be the same spot as Zaya.
I'm kind of in between everybody. Yeah, I'm the center shield.
Okay, well, the one which the firebolt was shot at is going to run at Zaya, so...
Oh, does it get close enough that I can swing at him?
We'll say yes, because she went back towards the kids, so it would have been an extra 5 feet behind you.
Oh, so I swing my mace in an arc as it tries to run by me. That is going to be a 23 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
All right.
You just
And
made the cusp.
I say, where do you think you're going? No. And that's going to be 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
That is their health, and he just stops when you hit him, like, just, the legs swing out from underneath him, and he drops to the ground, and it's just not moving.
I like to think I just stick it out and crack his face into it.
Yeah, see, they were not expecting you to do that, so the last kobold's going to go after you after seeing that, because that was not cool.
When you do that, Saya's just gonna be like, my gratitude.
The goddess protects us, and then I'm gonna swing my shield around to put it between me and the kobold, so I have a little protection there. And it's got nice eyeball pattern on the front of it.
Awesome. So even, well, with disadvantage, they initially rolled a 20 and then a 6. So does 6 hit you?
Boing! I like to think it bounces back from the shield, and I just look over the top and down at it.
It's my bad. So the lady is going to strike at one of the kobolds which attacked her, the one that did the big damage. She's got 1 health. She's still good. She can't get away.
She's that beat up.
She rolled a 4 total. It's small. She's still using her spear to just keep herself up. Then Sorrow.
I am going to look at the one over in front of the lady that's still accosting her, and I'm going to raise my mace up in the air. And as I do, on my violet skin, there's a little silver crescent moon that glows, and I'm going to pull down some sacred flame on the one in front of that lady.
Okay.
So it needs a dexterity saving throw.
So you're Sailor Mooning it again.
Oh, yes.
We should at one point describe our characters because nobody else watching knows what we look like.
Oh, we will.
That's right. We'll describe it after you deal with this fight. Does a dirty 20 make the save?
It does. So it dodges out from this silver light that comes arcing down over the top of it.
I'm going to say this is the leader of the kobolds because he is going amazingly. And now the gentleman who was limping and the 3 kids, with the help of Danon, managed to make it down a little alleyway, and the gentleman's torn between taking the kids towards the keep, which is the direction they're heading, and wanting to help his wife, especially after seeing her get stabbed. But he knows he is not in physical shape to help at this stage because he's looking as rough as her. So he's going to spend his turn hiding behind some crates with his kids, contemplating what to do.
Did we, by chance, remember we had, maybe the audience wouldn't know this, but we had a healing potions? Are those things we don't have this time around?
No, the only thing which made it through was the magical item, which was magical. So we are back up to the start of the order. So Siraj, you have 3 people around you.
I'm going to disengage, back up to the woman and kind of look at her and tell her, run! What kind of demonic sorcery is this? And spend my turn trying to swat at the ink blots.
Okie doke. Zaya.
So, the kids and the man are
around a
away.
corner hiding, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to... What am I gonna do? I'm gonna firebolt another kobold if I can.
So the kobold that is next to Sorrow, or one of the ones attacking the lady? Or
one of the ones attacking the lady.
Okay.
Sorrow Sorrow can clearly handle herself. What dice has not betrayed me? That's okay. It's a 15 hit.
That hits.
Yeah, okay. 15. And that's 6 points of damage.
You incinerate one of them. Not enough to turn them straight to ash, but like they had any bits of like hair, like the long stray bits of hair, that's gone, and it's dead.
I'm gonna scream out as the firebolt kind of. I mean, it should be somewhere near me because I'm backed up toward the woman.
Just goes
Ah,
Firebolt.
devils!
goes under your arm as you're swatting at the. Okay, so that is one more kobold down. And Dernan, you have one
So-
kobold by Sorrow, one by the lady, and 3 off to the side where Sarosh was.
Okay. One by the lady, you said?
Yeah. There's one left by the lady.
Okay, so yeah, I will leave the kids then, and I will mumble under my breath as I'm running over, thinking I need to build something that can heal somebody who is hurt one of these days. And I have like thinking about a schematic in my head of how I would build something like that. But as I'm doing that, I take out my crossbow as I begin to run that way, and I'll get within maybe 30 feet and shoot at the one that's near the lady who seems to be hurt.
Yep.
And try to hit with a arrow shot, which I'm not really good at, but we will try as my action. So let's roll a d20 here. All right, so I got a 14 on the roll, but what did I get to add to that? I get to add a +1 currently, so 15.
That'll hit.
Okay, so I get 1d8 minus 1. Oh, Dernan. 1d8 minus 1. So 2 damage from the arrow.
2 damage. Okay, so this kobold gets hit. He drops to 1 knee, which kobolds aren't that tall in the first place, so didn't drop that far, but stands back up. And now it is the kobold's turn. So that kobold is going to try and finish off this lady because he just wants to succeed in something. But he has disadvantage on his rolls, which luckily he did because that is a 6. So we'll say while Sarosh is swatting at his little ink blots on himself, he kind of gets in the way and nudges the kobold's arm as he's going to stab. Did not mean to, but it's just how it happened. The other 3, which initially attacked Sarosh, are going to go after him again. So that is a 16, which 17 didn't hit. So the other one, dirty 20.
Yep.
For 4 damage.
Okay.
And the last one, an 11 won't hit. And then the final kobold is going to attack Sorrow again because how dare she just ignore him. And I'm pretty certain a 6 doesn't do it, so it's just... You're muted.
You're muted.
I move the shield back, like as I tease him, like come and get it, and then as he moves forward, I just push him with the shield again.
You're just a bully to like the little kid. You're like, yeah, nope.
He's got to earn this.
The lady looks at Sarosh, the other now 4 kobolds near her, and decides to take the disengage action. Plus she told her to run. And she is going to limp her way to her family and hide and watch you guys fight in case you need help. Then I think we are up to Sorrow. Yes.
Okay. How close are Sarash and the other 3 kobolds?
Well, you were 10 feet behind the lady, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So Sarash is 10 feet from you, and they're 15.
I'm gonna look down at this kobold in front of me, and I'm gonna say, "I'll deal with you in a little bit," and I'm gonna walk away from him toward the other 3 kobolds. So I'm leaving his threatened area if he wants to swipe at me again. I keep the shield in the way, just as I'm walking.
Oh, he's swinging like he's just in one of those. This person's gonna get hit by me one day, and a 12.
Cling. You should pick another profession, and I keep walking, and I'm gonna position myself so all 3 of the other kobolds are within 5 feet of me.
Okay.
And I'm gonna smile at them, and I'm going to mutter a word in Infernal, and the symbol on my forehead glows, and yellow or a silver energy bursts out, and they each have to make a Constitution saving throw.
So it's just 3 of them, or were you trying to get?
If I can get all 4 that are over there, I'll just step in so that they're all within 5 feet of me and burst out with a.
Oh, you could get 3. Would you like injured and 2 healthy, or 3 healthy?
I'll go for the 3 healthy ones.
3 healthy ones.
Mm-hmm.
And Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throws.
Okay, so the first one gets. Yep, nope, that's a 2. That one is a 3.
Fail.
And that one is a 15.
That will make it. So 2 of them will take damage from this.
Okay, how much
6.
damage?
They each will take 5 points of damage.
That is her health.
Yes.
So what did you just do?
So I cast word of. So I say a word in Infernal, and silver like moonlight bursts out around me in a radiant burst. And when it goes away, 2 of them are just lying dead. And I look at the third and I go, "You should run." So that's my word of radiance.
Damn, I don't even know that was a thing.
Are you sure you're level 1?
Each creature of my choice within range, and it's within 5 feet of me.
It's a cantrip in Xanathar's, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, that's intense.
I also rolled good on my d6.
Yeah. So Rush. Right now, you've just seen this tiefling lady clad in armor walk up next to you, radiate some light, and when it retracts, 2 of the kobolds which have been attacking you are just laying on the ground, and another one's standing there. Not sure what happened.
Neither am I. I'll probably yell out some sort of orcish curse word. And I'm declaring dodge and continuing to swat at these things. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Architect, Zaya, you have the kobold witch has just been swinging its sorrow pathetically. The one which was on its knee and is just getting back to its feet, and one which has just been bathed in light and comes back standing while the other 2 dropped.
They're going to take on the injured one just to
Okay.
off them. And we're gonna go with Ray of Frost this time. So I imagine Saya has like one handful of flames and the other one just kind of full of frost and ice. So let's see if this works. Synthetic 20. So they're going to point their hand at them, and then a beam of frost is going to hit the kobold.
Yep.
And it's going to be 3 points of damage.
That is what was left after being shot by the little gnome. So what's it look like when he dies?
Basically, they kind of just freeze in place, and icicles just start kind of like forming like at the tip of their fingers and face, and it's just frost all over.
So severe frostbite and freezing like a little kobold popsicle.
Mhm.
Hey, Dernan, you've just seen the kobold you shot turn into a popsicle. What is our plan?
I like pump my fist in the air and cheer. So that was the one that was attacking the wounded woman, but she took off running.
Yes, so
That
you
one's now down.
currently have one which has always attacked Sarosh, and one which has been swinging at Sorrow 3 times and has done nothing.
All right, so we have one at Sarash and one at Sorrow.
No, there's one at Sarosh and Sorrow because they've moved. Sorrow moved,
They're together now.
and one just standing by itself. Just if looks could kill, Sorrow would actually die.
All right. So I will shoot whatever one of those is closest to me.
Which will be the one
from where I'm at, but I'll stay closer to Zaya because it appears she can handle herself. So I'll move closer to her, but then shoot my crossbow at whatever kobold's closest to me.
Okay, so the kobold which is just death staring Sorrow is the one closest to you.
All right, so we hear the twang, and let's see, it's a -1 on the roll. Here we go. Yay, I rolled a 19 and get a -1 for an 18.
That'll
Do you
hit.
have -1 on everything?
On
I know.
dex.
So let's settle down now. Easy. Maybe is the answer to some of that. Yes. So 1d8 -1 is the next roll here. I rolled a 4 -1, so 3 points of they're little bolts. They're little gnomish crossbow bolts. So 3 points of damage to that guy.
I'm kind of picturing just a toothpick sized bolt.
Yeah,
Like, it's just
they're like a dart to anybody else.
You just hit a thorn and it's like, ow.
I gave a splinter.
Okay, so
And that's my action. I use my movement to move towards Zaya just to kind of be within 5 feet.
yep.
And I tried to look over my shoulder to make sure the kids and stuff are in the alley. They've actually made it, and nothing's following them, right?
Nothing's following them. What was following them is frozen, cut in half, burnt, and just when you hit the kobold, it just removes the bolt but doesn't turn around. It just drops it and it's still just staring at Sorrow, and it's gonna charge. It starts screaming as it runs because it's just.
And one little side thing is I now maybe start to notice that the half orc is acting a little strange, and not the way I thought he was going to react. Like I'm like noticing, wait a minute, that's not helping him. That's not working. But I haven't done anything about it. I'm just like I start to notice that he's having trouble.
So does a 15 hit you?
I put the shield back between us. Cling. I look at him again. I'm like, "You're not learning a lesson today."
I feel so sorry
And
for
I
this.
say that, and I actually say that in Draconic this time.
I'm not actually allowed to express what the kobold says back to you. The Twitch terms and conditions.
Language.
And the other one's gonna swing at Sarosh again because you just don't seem to take any damage. And Sarosh kind of got hit one time, but a bug stood in front of the dagger, so maybe we stand a chance. And a 12 does not do. I hate these kobolds so much. They don't do anything. Sorrow.
Seeing as they both have decided to stay within 5 feet of me, I shake my head and say, "It's really sad when things don't learn their lessons." I'm going to cast Word of Radiance again, and they both need Constitution saving throws.
How many times can you cast this?
It's a cantrip.
What? How is it? Oh my gosh.
But if they make it, they don't take any damage, so...
Okay, so the healthy one,
Mm-hmm.
11.
We'll fail.
What is the save?
It's a DC 13 Constitution save.
Okay, come on, injured dude. 11.
All right, let's see how I roll. Boom. I rolled 5 again. can.
And my
I
cleric
trust
doing the
you.
most damage.
So there's a burst of brilliant silver light, and it clears. And Sarah's just standing there holding her shield and mace.
And that is the combat done. So,
I'll,
managed to kill 5 of the 8.
make my way over towards the cleric and say, "Help! I'm bewitched," and continue trying to grab at these bug things.
Oh, those aren't tattoos that you had already? No.
I'm wearing chainmail.
Yeah.
I'll you'll see the gnome whistle, and then they kind of just burst off of you and then fly back to my paper.
I think he maybe had something to do with those. I've never seen that before.
And then I'll drop the concentration on the spell. And then I'll pull on Zaya's sleeve and be like, "Where'd the dragon go?" And I'll whisper as I'm searching the sky to make sure it's not sneaking up on us.
I'll look up the sky because I have no idea.
I think I look up too. Oh, dragon.
You don't see the dragon at this point in time.
I'm looking down and making sure all the bugs are gone.
Do we hear the dragon?
Like, you hear the sound of wings beating and a roar, but it seems pretty far off.
Should we make sure this family is safe?
Yes, we should get them to safety. We shouldn't leave them out here, especially if there are any more of those around.
Several of them looked very injured. And
Yes.
I need to create this thing, and he just starts babbling techno-magical words that nobody understands, but as he's thinking.
They're just gonna walk to the family.
So as you start walking towards the fence, go on.
Oh, I was going to say, I look to Sarash and I just sort of do a quick look over to see how wounded he is.
I do a small hit, but not that bad.
I say, if you require some healing, there is some that I'm capable of. Just let me know.
I will.
Okay.
Yes, as you are walking towards the family, the lady using the spear more now as a supporting rod to keep herself up. Thank you for your help. Those guys were chasing us for a while. We're just trying to get to the keep to get behind the walls with everyone else in this town.
We might be able to help you get there safely.
By all means, we'll take any assistance we can get.
Well, first, let me do something about these wounds that you've taken. You look on death's door. I'm going to hit her with a healing word.
Okay.
Because she is seriously injured. And that will be that's going to be 7 hit points back.
7 hit points. Awesome. She's looking right as rain now. And the gentleman looks like he needs it, but he's not going to actually speak up and say, "Yo, me as well." He's just happy that his wife's healthy.
How bad off does he look? Does he look like
He looks
seriously-
as bad as her, as bad as she did, like. But he's happy, just.
I don't think
as-
Sorrow can leave him hurt. It's not in her nature to let anyone suffer. I'll heal him. He gets 9 hit points back.
Ooh. He doesn't have a name.
Reginald.
Reginald. Reggie for short.
He can just be called husband.
Husband, where are you?
Okay, so the lady introduces herself as Linan Swift. Oh no, the husband does have a name. Kuth. I could not make that up. They offer to show you the way to the keep, as long as you promise to at least get their kids there safely.
Okay.
I will do our best.
Like, if you have to choose between saving them and potentially not getting the kids there, or leaving them to get the kids there, you have to choose to leave them.
How big and old are the kids?
They're like 4 to 5. Like, they're
Little
young.
ones.
You said there's 3 of them.
2 are twins, 1 is slightly older. Okay.
We have to leave who?
Oh,
If
if
it
worse
gets-
comes to worse and there's a chance that the kids won't make it, if you try and save the parents, they want you to leave them and make sure
Oh,
the
they're
kids...
saying that. Oh,
Yeah.
I got you. Okay. I'm sure it won't come to that. Are there other people that we're seeing anywhere? Or we?
There's word that there's still people out. They're trying to get to the key because that's the last safe place. But the raiders have set up a fair few little blockades and are actively looking. So
Okay.
either
Switch.
we can fight or stealth, or you can try and bluff your way because you don't look like townsfolk, so you may be able to be part of
Am I
that
good
cult.
at lying? I'm really good at lying. Shit.
You
I can
want-
either bluff or sneak.
I'm gonna steal my nerve a bit after having to deal with the bugs and switch my weaponry around and put my great axe away, pull out my shield, and battle axe. Is that what they're... Hand axe.
I look in and I say, we should not, we should try not to get into combat now with this family's, their lives are in our hands. If we can make our way to this keep and drop them off, that should be our first order of business. And if we find anyone else, we should bring them with us.
Yes. Should we do like our descriptions at this point?
Oh yeah, might as well. What do the family see standing before them?
Go
Start
for it,
with
Sirash.
Suresh.
I have a big, well, not a big thing right now. Siraj stands an imposing 6'3" with his already mighty frame at his young age of 15, with noticeably kind of oversized, if not awkward, hands, feet, and head, hinting at his future growth. He has shamrock green skin with big, deep blue eyes and kind of shoulder-length blonde hair, kind of braided with sparse tribal beads, and short but thick orcish tusks. He wears a set of chainmail and wielding a large great axe usually, a well-used and traveled backpack, and I wrote this before I switched weapons around, but with a shield usually kind of hanging on the front of the backpack, strapped to his back with a pair of throwing axes or the hand axes kind of affixed to his leg flanks.
Dang. Suresh sounds like a beast. He's afraid of little ink. Huh.
He's uncomfortable around magic.
Okay,
Rick
Zaya.
doesn't like. I don't like bugs.
Saya, let's see. They are about 5'9", and they have short, wavy, midnight, like jet black hair and matching jet black eyes. Their look is a little bit androgynous. Doesn't really have any armor except a medium-sized shield on their arm that is in the shape of like closed raven wings. And they have like a staff in the other hand, and longish like elf ears. And they that's what they look like.
Okay, Darren.
Let's make sure I'm not muted. Yay. Darren is 4 feet tall. only weighs about 39 pounds, so very slight build. Probably about the size of the children that are around him. Sandy brown hair that's kind of unkempt, lightly tanned skin, and he wears some type of scale mail that's made out of little small scales. There are lots of colors of like browns, greens, and blacks, and variations of that. And if anybody were to look real close, they seem to be some type of scales that were made out of large insects, but then cut up into scales and then turned into armor. So basically, like a scale mail armor set, which makes a lot of noise when he moves around. He has a big backpack on his back that is nearly the size of him. And it seems like there's all kinds of toys and little things that hang off his belt. Lots of little wooden carved things or even paper origami style kind of paper things that he's created that hang off. So there's a lot of around of his belt, a lot that hang off the backpack and jingle a little bit as he walks. And that's pretty much it. That's Darren.
And Sorrow.
So Sorrow is maybe about an inch shorter than Zaya, so about 5'8". She's a violet-skinned tiefling who has just bright white eyes, no pupil in them. Her hair is also this bright white, but it's got silver streak through it in places, and it kind of goes down below her shoulders, down to the middle of her back. A lot of times she kicks it out of her face. She's got black horns that kind of come up out of the front of her head and just kind of go back and curve back, and they stand out against the very white hair. And she has it's kind of hard to see regularly, but she's got this little silvered crescent moon on her forehead, but when she is using her god's power to channel through her, it glows more brightly with moonlight. And she's a little bit muscular and then a little heavy set on top of that. She's got this chainmail on, it's kind of cinched at the waist. She carries a metal shield. Painted on it is this pattern with 2 eyes surrounded by 7 stars. And she's got a mace and a crossbow that hang at her belt, a little thing with crossbow bolts sticking out, a backpack on, and another bag cinched at her waist that's a fairly decent size. And just generally wearing a jovial grin, looking around wide-eyed, taking everything in.
Awesome. Okay, before you see 3 young kids and 2 average parents, all human. Okay, so how are we planning on going through this town?
Sneakily.
Okay.
I look at myself, I look at Sarash, and I look at Darren, and I say, we may want to reconsider being sneaky.
We can try.
Lying.
I think
And Darren looks at you like he has no idea what you're talking about. Like, what? As it jingles behind him. What are you talking about?
I could probably throw you all the way there.
Yes. See, we have a plan already.
Saya's like, they're looking at them because Saya doesn't have armor. So they're just like, what can we do? Saya's just wearing like billowy black pants and like a black sleeveless top. And they're like, you're all really noisy.
I think maybe we should go for the more confident, we're supposed to be here approach. And then we'll worry about figuring it out if things go south.
Okay.
The goddess will bless us, so we should be fine.
And how far do we have to go? Have they told us how far away this keep is?
It's a couple 100 feet. So it's a little bit.
Sprint. Let's run.
All right. Well, I want to cast a spell before we get moving then,
Okay.
just as to prepare. So while they're doing that, then I put my crossbow away and I pull out my hammer and I cast a arcane weapon on it, which is I draw with the ink several symbols onto it, and it turns it into a magic weapon, and I can choose the damage type that it can do. And we said we're going to try to bluff our way through, so I'm going to choose thunder damage for this. So it's a concentration spell, and I can hold it for an hour, just so you know. So I have my hammer out, ready to go now.
And Saya's gonna try to take the lead on this because they know they're good at lying.
Okay, so you're just confidently walking through the town?
If we fail, I'm grabbing the children and running.
Good plan. Put the family in between us,
Make
and
them look like they're captives.
I put my hood over, just pull my hood up and over, and I'm going to go behind everyone, and I'm going to stay at the back and kind of be the lookout back there.
So Lenar's gonna look at you and be like, if we're being captives, should one of you hold my shield and spear, or... So
Ooh.
don't think I'd have a
Probably.
weapon.
Probably.
Keep your shield on your back. Give me your spear.
Okay,
I'll take it.
so you just have a basic spear. Stab. Okay, so off you go. As you are walking along the streets, being directed by the family, you see a group of raiders consisting of 2 kobolds, someone that looks like a human in a cloak, and 1 winged kobold. They haven't
So I'm gonna lead. Mhm.
seen you yet, so
I'm going to try to lead everyone so we don't interact with them.
I will let you do a sneaking check, a little stealth check.
Don't fuck me over. That's not bad. It's gonna be a 14.
Okay, you managed to get everyone down a little side alley before they've turned around and noticed you. You continue walking along. Now you're doing a little side alley track. You gotta get back onto the main road, and you see another group of raiders. Similar build of makeup of what was there, but this time there's 3 cultists, 4 kobolds, and 2 flying.
Gonna go with the same thing, trying not to take side alleys and whatever I can to not interact with them.
As you go to do that, you're informed by the husband that that's the only road to the keep. Like,
I'm gonna ask the family, like, are they taking people into the town?
generally no.
Okay. So what is our excuse to bring these people through the town?
There's just them and us. Them between us and the city.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the center of the town where there's like a fortified keep.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Is there a place to hide them and we can make a hole?
I have a thought. Most people are probably trying to make for this keep to get to safety, correct? And I look at the wife and the husband.
Yes.
So if we wanted to collect more prisoners, the majority of the people are that way. So I say we make the excuse that we're going to go and collect as many of these people thinking that they're getting to safety as possible. And the best way to do it is go to where they think they're safe and just grab them as they run in.
Okay.
And then when we get clear, we just run for safety.
Okay. I'm good with that excuse.
I am confused at that excuse.
Makes 2 of us, but let's roll with it.
Well, when think of it this way, when do you let your guard down? When you think that you're at the
Never.
moment, well, yes, you don't look like one that does, but when someone will, it's usually in the moment when they think, aha, I have reached a safe haven. So at that moment, you're not thinking of the danger, and that's when we are going to swoop in and capture more prisoners. It'll work. I have no worries.
Okay, so
I believe in your plan.
we're going up to them, and outside. They're gonna probably be a couple feet away
So as they
from
notice
the
you
family.
just coming out of an alleyway with civilians, are you walking out by yourself or is everyone?
I plan on. I think us go. My plan was we go en masse.
Okay, so you walk up
I'm
with.
staying by or in front of the children. Because my plan is still, if shit goes down, I'm just grabbing them and sprinting.
I really hope this goes well because I only have 8 hit points.
So as they hear sound approaching from a dark alley behind them, because it's now getting close to, it's becoming nighttime now. They all turn around and just brandish their weapons at you, except for one cultist, which walks up and asks, "Who are you and what are you doing here?"
This is me, not Saya. I don't like being under pressure,
You look like a cultist, so just lean right into it.
right? We have. I'm just gonna act like I'm not even gonna be like, oh, I'm in the cult. I'm just gonna act like I'm in the cult. It's like, we have a plan to get more civilians out as prisoners.
And what plan is that? I haven't been told of any plan.
Well, clearly you weren't around when instructions were being given out. Listen, we're acting as if we're bringing people to safety so we can know where they're hiding, and then we'll bring them out.
We have bait like a fish for a fish.
We're using these people as bait.
The cultist tries to peer past you at the people. You have some kids,
And
I
if they're
see.
speaking to me in Draconic, I'm speaking back to them in Draconic.
Oh yeah, it's just flat Draconic. I remember you know how to speak Draconic. Because everyone decides to pick Draconic in a dragon campaign.
What
What
a
a
convenient choice.
Oh my gosh.
When the cultist looks back at like the family, since I'm behind with that spear, I have the spear up at the back of the woman, and I'm just mutter a word in infernal, and my black eyes glow like reddish around the outside because I'm thaumaturging and changing the color of my eyes just to look more threatening.
I'll hold up one of the children because it'll be easier to grab only two if I have to.
So you got one on your back now, or you're just holding one underneath
We'll
your
just
arm?
like hold him up.
What if we keep the children here? And you take the adults?
If we separate them, then they know we're not helping them. They think we're helping them so they can lead us to where everybody's being kept safe.
Bait.
We're using them as bait.
Can I get a deception check?
You sure can. Okay. Yes, that's okay. That's okay. I have a +5 in deception, so that's going to be a 19.
Oh. The cultist you've been talking to just looks down and turns to the others and goes, I hate when Frank doesn't pass all the messages on. This is why we arrange the meetings on Mondays before we go into town. So this doesn't happen. I was like, I'm bringing this up to HR. Like,
Improv. This is how you get promoted.
I think you should, but right now we're just following orders.
anything you need us to do? Do we need to come with you to increase the numbers to get more people, or?
No, I think they know you are clearly with the cult, so we will send you a message.
Bait.
One of the other cultists pitches up and we're like, would they be suspicious you just walk past us?
We can let's pretend we're fighting. You are right.
I'll kick the cultist.
Not yet.
does like a delayed 5 second, then drops to the ground. It's like, oh, like, no, you beat us.
Sorry, it's like, oh no, pushes the person they were talking to.
Okay, you successfully bluff your way through somehow.
That plus 5 deception.
Pretty much, because he rolled a 16. Okay. God, they're dumb. Okay, so you managed to make it through to the keep. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Okay. Now, as you make it into the keep, there should be a story here for that bit, shouldn't there? Making it into the keep, there the guards see that you got the civilians who instruct that you save them and are here for protection. So they open up the gates and let you in. As you enter, yeah.
I was going to say, Sorrow looks back in the direction where the cultists were that we bluffed, and I just do a big thumbs up and a wave in that direction as we go inside.
Scene cuts back to them. It's like, I don't think
will
they're
yell.
with us.
I will yell, bait!
God, they're dumb. So as you enter the keep, a man in a long blue, cloak, who clearly has an aura of leadership, approaches you and introduces himself as Torbor Nighthill.
As the what?
Torbor Nighthill.
Tobo.
Tarbaw Nighthill. He is a human male around 60 years old. And he asks who is in charge of this group.
Greetings, human. The devil is.
Hell,
Is that me?
He looks at Zaya and Sorrow like, devil?
hello. Greetings. They are.
Oh, devil.
Saya just points at Sorrow.
Hello.
Puts out his hand for a little handshake.
Sorrow will stick her hand out and shake his hand, and with a lot of oh, yeah, how are you? And we see you're having some trouble today.
Yes. Today more than usual, to be honest. As you notice, his left arm's in a bandage. His half his face is bandaged up. He's got a bit of blood. He's beat up himself.
It seems you've done your part to try to be helpful. You look that you've taken some serious injuries today.
Oh, these are my people, and I'm not going to let some dragon or some uptight little cultist group think they can run me out of my own town.
Saya's just like, they're pretty dumb.
The good news is I've completed my first objective. I have confirmed that there is dragon activity.
Oh yeah, you're a bright one.
I was sent here to investigate by Unthar Froome. A friend of mine.
I don't know the name myself, but thank you for your
do.
assistance.
Are the dragons? Is this a common occurrence? Is this something that they come around sometimes and they do this, or is this something is this new?
This is new. We haven't had an attack like this before, or else we would have had some form of defense and plan. Right now, we can just safely hold this keep for now. So hopefully, everyone knows to come here.
Well, we were traveling. We ran into each other on the road and saw the danger that you were all in. What can you tell us? Is everyone safe now? Is everyone accounted for?
There was definitely more people out there. This is no way this is the amount of people in this town in here. We do have plans of how to get rid of the dragon.
Oh.
And then there's other ways which will make it easier for people to get in and out of the keep if needed. So if you're willing to help.
I will help.
Of course.
Okay.
Okay, so the options we have right now is there is an old tunnel which goes from the keep and leads towards the riverbed, well, the creek. If we could get that clear and open, we'd be able to sneak people in without trying to get past. Did you kill the people out front, or?
No, we deceived
No,
them with bait.
They are very dumb.
We killed some people, but they weren't the ones in front.
We took care of a handful of kobolds already.
Or she
Killed
did.
one, and then I was bewitched by this foul magic.
He's just gonna start ignoring Suraj.
Saya kind of just
Good on you,
looks
buddy.
at Suraj and is like, for a big guy, you're pretty scared of magic.
I do
So,
not like magic. It's a sign of something.
so if we could get that tunnel open, it would be another more secluded route people could come to and from the keep. Otherwise,
You said we
That's plan A.
plan A.
So you would need us to get back outside and slip around and clear the entrance?
You could probably clear it from this side. It's just making sure that inside's clear of any. Like, we don't use this old tunnel.
How big of a tunnel?
Tunnel looks at you, Sarosh, then looks at Danon. And probably fit like two of him side by side, but only one of you. Like single file, like it's not.
Can I just ask? It's not like the refuse, like
No,
it's not.
Lower.
it was used to get water secretly in a situation like this, so we could be holed up here for days on end, but we could still get fresh water. Unless they discovered the tunnel, then we'd have to collapse it.
I have to say that was a well thought out plan by whoever designed the keep.
Except we've never been besieged because we're just a little town, so paranoid people plan for the worst, hope for the best, pretty much.
Well, I'd be happy to help clear it.
I will help.
Okay,
I'll go along as well.
with this, Governor Nighthill calls forth his shield dwarf, Castellan Escobar the Red. You see a dwarf with tangled bright red hair come down, full armor, shield and everything, and is carrying an enormous ring of iron and brass keys. Shuffles
That's
through
a
all
handsome
of them.
fellow.
Are the the family still near us, or?
The family, when they saw that you were talking to Nighthill and were planning on doing other things, they kind of tried thanking you but didn't want to interrupt, and then just moved off to find a place to.
Can I try and quickly find Leon's? Find him, I guess.
Yep.
I will hand Siraj the spear and say, "Oh, return this. I don't want to take this away from the woman."
Well, that'll be awkward, but okay.
Mhm.
I'll take it, and I want to go find him.
Okay. It's not that hard to find them.
Give her a spear, and Lady Swift, might I return this and borrow your shield?
Okay. Will I get my shield back? Kind of a
I
family
hope to
heirloom.
return it. If I don't, I will be dead, and I can make no promises.
Well, you did save my family, so. Okay, and I'll hand you their shield and take their spear back.
Okay. I have 2 shields. 1 in each hand.
Okay. They're just gonna look at you weird because you.
And
Okay.
it's tight quarters, too.
The look on Zaya's face just sums up everything. Okay. Alright.
Saya's kind of like behind Sayo, kind of like away from the group of like people, because I'm assuming there's a lot of people in this keep. So she's kind of keeping back and not interacting. Oh, they're kind of keeping back. My bad.
Governor Nighthill, I do have a question. I know that your resources are probably drained pretty thin with this situation, and you probably have many people injured, but it doesn't hurt to inquire. Do you have any sort of bottled healing potions or anything available in case we come across any other people injured that we could administer them, or if one of us happens to be in need in a pinch?
We tried to get stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
the attack was sudden. Like, they have a dragon.
It's okay. It's understandable. Don't worry. I feel I should ask, but the goddess will provide, so we will be fine.
Like, if anyone brings stuff back, I'll talk and I'll see what I can find. But for now, they have a dragon. And he's still in disbelief and shock and like, we're getting attacked
Sorrow
by
will
a
put a
dragon.
hand on his shoulder and pat his shoulder and say, "They do, but we have great power on our side, and I don't think that you have to fear for long. We will do what we can to help your people."
Okay. I know a little thing about kobolds, and I know that they prefer the dark. Sun's usually in about 6 to 7 hours from now, so if we can hold off till then, we may stand a chance.
What the kobolds don't realize is that it may be dark, but the moon has risen, and with it, my goddess's power is as high as it can be, and they don't realize the mistake they've made. She has brought me these great allies to help us.
I so hope you're true. Like, that's true. Like,
You'll show them the might of the Thunder Beast tribe.
if not, please don't tell them about the secret tunnel. And if you do manage to get that tunnel working and find anything, if you could bring one of those cultists back as a prisoner, greatly appreciated.
Of course. We will do our best to keep your people safe. It is not your people's turn to encounter their Raven Queen yet.
So he turns to Castellan Escobar, the Red. I just like saying that name. Sorry, it's Escobert, sorry. It's not Escobar.
Escobert the Red?
Yeah.
I'm
And
just gonna call him Red.
he asks for him to hand you the right key for the secret tunnel. So after a few minutes of going through, it's like, no, not this one. This one's to the pantry. This one's to...
Midnight snack.
yeah. This one's to the secret pantry. I mean...
What do you keep in the secret pantry?
Dwarven food. Secret pantry? I didn't say secret pantry. Manages to find the right key, and he hands the key to... it's one of those awkward things, and he's going to hand it to Danon because Danon's around his height. And
I'll tell him I'll keep this safe, and I speak it in Dwarvish, as I am very fluent in the Dwarvish language.
he replies, "Oh, another Dwarvish person. Why, thank you for showing me the respect of talking to me in my native tongue." He doesn't know Gnomish, so...
Not many do.
yeah. Why?
So we're going down into the tunnel.
Okay, so the red leads you into the cellar of the keep, into where the tunnel entrance is. So there is a locked ironbound door on this side, which you can use your key on. But it looks rusted over, so we still need a dexterity check.
Terrible at that.
If you want me to try, I can. I have pretty good dex.
Yeah, I'm terrible at dex.
Okay. I can try if you want.
I will assist her by
Not helping.
casting. I'm going to cast Prestidigitation on the lock, so it loosens up the rust, and then I'm also going to cast Mending. These are both cantrips that try to make it almost like the lock is brand new
Okay.
instead of a rusty old lock.
Ending takes a minute to cast.
I will spend a minute to cast it.
I will wait.
Oh, it takes a minute. Nope, not doing it anymore. But okay, so what did we roll, Zan?
I have net. Just straight up dexterity.
Yes, unless you have
Okay.
thieves' tools.
Nope.
I do, if you want to use them. Or are you proficient in them?
Well, how do you have thieves' tools if you couldn't get it to death?
Because I'm a tinkerer.
Okay.
It's just gonna be a 13.
Oh yeah, that makes it.
Okay. I rolled.
Especially with the precipitation and the mending, that lowered, along with having the key.
Okay.
So as the door screeches open a bit because it has not been used for a while, I think we'll go on our 5-minute break.
Ooh.
So everyone can grab a drink, go to the restroom, and then when we come back, we will see what is in this tunnel for our lovely band of adventurers. And maybe there's a dragon waiting at the end just to blow fire down there and kill them all. Who knows? Short campaign. The
5.
first and final of this season. So, yes, we'll be back in 5 minutes. And we're back. Okay, so before the break, our magnificent adventuring party discovered that Green Nest was in flames and being attacked by a dragon and a cult. They saved a family from 8 kobolds and managed to bluff their way past the most wisest and smartest of the cult members to make it into the keep before being asked to help secure an old tunnel that will help another secret entrance to the keep for civilians that are trapped outside. And they managed to get the initial gate open, and now they're about to explore the tunnel.
As
So,
soon as we go in, Saya's just gonna turn to everyone and be like, companions, may I inquire about your names? Or I could keep calling you companions 1, 2, and 3.
Well, my name is Sorrow.
Interesting name.
Hmm.
I do the gnomish bow of a gentleman and then say, Darnan, Solaire of the Solaire clan. With my pretend hat, which I don't have.
Am I muted?
Companion 3.
I am Sarash of the Thunder Beast tribe. My mother is Kroki and my father is Bram. We don't have any formal announcements.
Okay. Saya, I'm making this up, and so I don't know what the Shadow Kai do to like say hello, but she's just gonna put like this and just bow and just say Saya, servant of the Raven Queen.
the little shield wolf's gonna be like, I'm red
your
and
name-
we're.
I say it's a pleasure to meet all of you. I think that this was destined.
Red's just standing there and be like, not gonna save ourselves. Like, pushing it into the tunnel. And like, come on. Like,
Well, I said once we're in the tunnel.
okay, what's their order? Because it's
I'll go
like
first.
single
I'm gonna-
file.
She's gonna say Raven Queen. I'm gonna look at her kind of oddly, but I'll go in first with both my shields.
Both your shields just what
I
walking
was gonna say
forward.
when she mentions the Raven Queen too, like I do a little symbol of like warding off bad luck because we always had thought if you said her name, it brought bad luck on you. So I'm like, oh, that's weird. Somebody would say that, and so I do the little whatever it is, like a little not like cross your heart thing, but like a little warding off bad luck.
As soon as Saya was like, "Oh, it was fate bringing us together," Saya's like, "My queen does like to pull the strings of fate."
My goddess does as well.
I know of your tribe,
My tribe?
the Black Ravens.
That's not my tribe.
What? Of course it is.
I am a Shadow Kai. I do not.
I don't know what they are. I just know of them.
Okay. Whatever you feel to believe, but
Where are you from?
far away.
I'm from far away as well.
I'm just from Baldur's Gate. I don't think it's too far from here.
Baldur's Gates, I found. It's a very deceiving name. They have many gates.
Okay. Well, shall we clear this tunnel and help this town?
Yes, if Sarash wants to lead the way, I'll take up the back to make sure that none of us fall behind, or if anything tries to creep out of the shadows. Who knows? This tunnel hasn't been used in a long time. Perhaps spiders or something have taken up residence.
I'm okay with that. I'll take the middle with Darnan.
Okay, so as you're walking through the tunnel, you see that it is choked with webs, but it's otherwise clear. Nothing's really happening. It's like an easy walk through, minus a couple of spider webs, which Sarosh is the one taking, pretty much clearing the way of that because of how large he is compared to everyone else. So the three of you have a very easy walk. A few yards by the exit on the other side. Can I get a perception check, Sarosh? You all have dark vision, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe so. Do I?
16 plus.
I do. I have 120 feet of dark vision.
In front of this. 19.
19. Okay, you managed to see a bit of movement. Well, a lot of movement. Or a bit of movement from a lot of things on the ground up
It's a
ahead.
bit of movement from a lot of things.
And we're going to roll initiative as
Ooh,
2 swarms of rats start running towards you.
13.
also 13.
Yeah.
Ew! Found the other side of my die.
10 for Darren.
Oh shit, don't go fast. Now the only issue with this is that it's very hard to get through past everyone else.
Okay, I'm going first with an 11 or a 10. That's terrible.
Nah, we got 2 13s.
Oh yeah, that makes more sense.
And okay, so who has a higher dex out of Zaya and Sorrow?
Sorrow has a +2.
I have a +3.
All right.
Okay, so Zaya then. You see 2 swarm of rats. That it was correct. Zaya was the higher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just didn't know I was like first in line.
So 2 swarms of rats are charging at Sarosh, who's holding 2 shields up in front of himself.
Can I see through Siraj?
You can see around his legs.
So I'd have to like squat.
You just can't walk past him
Okay.
easily.
Well, I'm going to, I guess, aim under Siraj and cast a. Saya's hand's just gonna start flaming up, and then cast Firebolt. They're gonna point at the swarm of rats and cast Firebolt.
So you're shooting around his legs or between his legs?
Oh, around.
Okay, I'm just making sure for Sarosh's reaction. Okay.
Let's say between, because that's funny.
Okay. As you're moving hand signals between his legs, and then fire comes out. Okay, can I get an attack roll then?
Yes. Okay. That's a 17, yeah.
Okay, that hits. Can we get some damage?
Where's my matching dice? Here we go. That's 5 points of damage.
Okay. Anything else?
No. I have one bonus action. It's the one thing I can do like once a day, so I'm not gonna use it right now.
Oh, that's your Misty Step, isn't it?
I can shadow step this shit.
Okay, Sorrow.
I kind of lean in the other direction as Zaya leans one way. I lean the other way and look down, and I'm going to mutter and point, and the little moon on my forehead glows again, and Sacred Flame on the ones that Zaya hit. So I need a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw is 15.
They dodge out of the way of my Sacred Flame, and I say, spry little suckers.
They just separate and leave where it was going to hit. It's just vacant and hits nothing. But, you know. And then they all conform back together. Dernan.
I just kind of have my hammer out, so I think I will hold my action unless one of them gets within 5 feet, and then I'll hit them with my hammer if they do.
Okay, so just confirming the order was, like, the walking order was Sarosh, Zaya, Dernan, Sorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And now it's the rat's turn, and they're just going to attack the one person. The first one's going to attack the gigantic dude that is in front of him with an 11. I'm assuming does not hit.
Nope.
And the other group is going to, because they're a swarm, they can occupy another creature's space, so they're going to just run past you and try and attack Zaya. So they're still 10 feet from you, roughly, Dernan.
Do they still provoke though?
No, they're in your space, so they haven't left your area.
Oh, okay.
They're just around your feet. The other lot is trying to jump at you. Zaya, does a dirty 20 hit you?
I think it might, as a level 1.
Say no. See what he says.
I'm so sorry for this. How much health did you have?
I only have 8.
Okay, he's hoping that I don't roll too high on this one. Okay, only 3 points of damage
Oh, cool.
out of a potential 12.
Wow.
Yeah, I did not see. That's not... Okay, that is their turn. And Sirash.
They're like at my feet and kind of crawling on the walls, or just kind of swarming at my feet.
There is a lot which just attacked Zaya, just running around your feet, and then there's a few, like the other group would be running up the side trying to bite you. But generally
I'm
based
just
in
gonna
front of you.
try and like stomp around and kind of thrash around, stomp and swap, smash my shields up against the
So you're attacking the
sides.
group which attacked you,
It's
or the
unarmed.
one that attacked Zaya?
The one that's in my square, so the one that attacks Zaya.
Okay. Get an attack roll.
16 plus 7. 20 something, 23.
23, that hits.
For 6 damage, because it's unarmed. So it's just 1 plus strength.
And so what's that, bludgeoning? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. They're very hard to hit. Well, normally you would have hit a few things or a decent hit on one person. This, you managed to hit like 2 rats out of the swarm. So not as much damage as you would normally do. Pretty much because there's a lot to hit compared to one large flesh bag. Now, back to the top of the order, Zaya.
I don't like these rats. So I'm gonna keep firebolting them because it's a cantrip.
Okay, the group which attacked you, or?
Yeah, the group that attacked me. That's the one, so I was going to attack them. You're going to die still.
So you go to cast your fireball spell, firebolt, whatever, and as you shoot, just a little bit of smoke comes out, like, yeah. Performance anxiety. I can't do this while you're watching me. Sorrow.
I'm going to point at the other swarm, the one not in Sarash's space, and I'm going to pull down another sacred flame on them. So another dexterity saving throw.
That one is a 7.
That will fail. So they do not escape my radiant damage. I rolled an 8. 8 points of radiant damage.
Look, you got, oh man, that's for boom, bad motherfucker.
The silver light like erupts in these silvery flames on them.
Okay, can you just stop killing everything? So, over half of this swarm is just incinerated in moonlight, pretty much.
Bad evil by moonlight.
Yeah, Durden.
So, is this only a 5-foot wide corridor?
Pretty much.
Hmm.
We'll say like it's difficult terrain trying to get through.
That's okay. I'll just kind of hold my action if it gets within 5 feet, but I'll probably say to Zaya that we should change positions somehow because you can fight from afar and I can fight closer.
If Zaya agrees to knowing that there will be an attack of opportunity made against her, you can swap this turn if you want.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move because you can move through your group. You just can't land in their square.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go back behind Sorrow, which opens up my square. And I'll hold my action. Then I'll wait to see if Zaya moves to that spot so that I can then race forward. Or if she just stays and fights, she stays and fights. So.
If I pick up Durnan, turn him around to where I was and put him down.
Yeah, like I said,
And
you
then back off.
you can swap now, but you will activate an attack of opportunity by moving.
Yeah, I'm
back.
just thinking if you could disengage on your turn if you want. But
I
if you
don't
want to
have
fight,
that
just fight. Go
option. Can I thought only rogues could disengage.
ahead. Anybody
Oh,
can disengage.
Rogues can
It's a-
disengage as a bonus action.
Yeah, it's a standard action normally.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. It's more rogues just get it as a bonus so they can attack and be like, haha.
On my turn.
Okay.
Yep. So I move back. I'm holding my action. If something comes within 5 feet of me, I'll hit it with my hammer.
Okay, so now it is the rat's turn. The initial swarm of rats that attack Sarosh with their little rat squeaks and screams, which you've just recently heard, they just disperse and start running off into little cracks in the walls and holes and run away. So you can attempt to attack them if you want, Sarosh, but they're pretty much just getting GTFO.
Oh, that's a pity. 19 plus 7 for another 6.
For another 6 damage. Okay, yeah, you managed to like step on another 2 of them or punch them, however you're doing it. In the other rat group, I'm gonna have them
What?
attack Sarosh because they stood on him. That plus they'd probably kill you if they hit you.
If I
Which
die, I die.
is an 11.
Technically, death is only temporary for my people.
11. Does that hit you, Sarosh? Probably not.
No.
And now it's your turn, Sarosh.
I will politely shove Zaya back.
Okay. Are you going to accept the shove or are you going to resist it?
I mean, I guess I'll take it. I was going to disengage, but
Okay.
Well, if you don't, it technically is against your will, so you don't provoke.
Yeah, pretty much. If you get shoved, no attack of opportunity done against you because...
what? You're not gonna shove me.
Push!
Can I just get a roll anyway, just to see, like... Let's see how hard you shove her.
Plot twist, Sarash kills me.
Nat
No.
20.
It's athletics of 4 plus 7, 11.
11. Okay, so you managed to shove her a little bit too hard and she gets pushed back into Sorrow.
Sorrow just puts out a helping hand and sort of like catches Zaya and says, "I've got you, don't worry."
Okay. And that's your turn, Sarash.
Yeah, I don't have anything else, so.
So Zaya, you've just been pushed back by a giant half-orc.
Should be pushed back 10 feet.
Yeah, Sorrow was in the way, so it kind of stopped her.
I thought Darna was in the way.
Durnan moved
Durnan
back
moved
behind
back.
Sorrow to clear this space.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, I heard them talking, so I was
yeah, it's like "Mwah."
trying to push them back and clear some space. Plus,
Shut
I
up,
saw
you're in my
her
way.
attack.
That's the rush. Shush, talking people. That's right.
Yeah, rats to fight. Stop,
I'm,
stop.
Your talking's
guess
getting in
that-
my way.
I don't have to disengage now.
Nope.
So I'm going to try to hit them one more time, and then I'm going to move so Darian can take my spot.
Well, they're still
So-
under Sarosh's feet, so there's a vacant spot in front of you, Sarosh and Rats.
I mean, I can still crouch down, and my thing is like
Yeah.
120 foot.
Yeah, I'm just
So-
letting you know that there is space for Dern and you don't have to actually move back if you don't want to.
Okay. So I'm just gonna hit him then. 19.
Hits.
I got it this time. 6.
Oh my gosh, my dog's barking again. Okay, you managed to get the rats, which were very close to Sarosh's feet. So Sarosha, firebolt hits around
Josh
your
has
feet.
flame coming like between his legs, on the side of his legs.
A rat which was crawling up the inside of your leg gets hit by a firebolt, and
Like jumping up and holding the wall up, like up, like what the hell is it? Like my feet aren't on the ground; they're kind of on
Yeah.
the walls. Like
You're
going-
holding yourself like on the sides of the wall.
Yeah. Ah, what? Stop
Parkour.
shooting me!
you guys
Technically,
are
we're
That's
not
why I
shooting
shoved you.
I didn't hurt you.
You keep shooting at me.
Trust me, if I was shooting at you, I would have hit you.
Sorrow.
So seeing as Siraj still occupies the same space, and I'm not sure, I don't want to accidentally light my new friend on fire. I just kind of reach down and pull up my crossbow, kind of aim it where the rats are, and I'm going to just shoot a bolt.
Okay,
And that will be, that is a dirty 20 to hit.
that hits.
All right, and that's going to be 4 points of piercing damage.
4 points of piercing damage. You managed to somehow skewer 2 rats.
We could roast those over a spit.
Dernan.
All right. So I weave around Sorrow. I slide underneath Zaya, and then use another few feet to get up close to Sarash. And then I slam my hammer down near his feet, which, using a bonus action while I'm moving through there, I'm going to adjust the damage on my hammer to lightning damage. So as a bonus action, I can change the type of damage it does, extra damage.
My feet
And then
are
I'm going to try to hit the remaining swarm with my hammer.
Okay, swing away.
All right, so
Whack-a-mole.
a 16 plus.
It'll hit. As soon as I heard the plus, as long as it's not minus a lot.
All right, so they take 2 bludgeoning damage from the hammer, and then radiating out from it, 5 lightning damage bursts out for a total of 7. But if you're going to do the halving thing, so it's 2 from bludgeoning, 5 from magical lightning.
Okay, so you managed to kill about half of what was left of the swarm. They are very Thor, and I am not sorry for that at all. Sarat's turn. And they, seeing however half of their group has just been obliterated by a gigantic 4-foot gnome and a little hammer, I'm gonna run. So they disperse as well. Anyone, either Sarosh or Donan, want to make a reaction attack? You can, otherwise they're just going to run back into the little holes like the other group.
Sure, why waste the magic? One more hammer shot.
5 plus 7.
That hits.
12? Oh, it still hits. Okay, then I'm just like dropping down off the wall and trying to kick them and stuff as they run away for another 6.
No, 6. Okay.
Mine was 4 plus 3 for only a 7.
Well, there's only like 4 of them left, so you swung at the one Sarosh landed on. Rah!
Yeah. Yep.
And that
More
is the...
lightning crackles on the floor.
Gosh, Rush, there's just magic happening all around your legs today.
Mhm.
I know.
And that is the end of the rats. So you managed to see a few yards from you right now is the other door leading to the riverbank. It looks similar to the one on the other side, rusted over with a big lock.
Hmm.
And I will move up to it, and on the lock, I will
I'll move up.
press to digitate to clean it.
I'll
And
move
then
up kind of behind him.
for a minute, I will use mending to fix it as if the lock was new once again.
I'm just gonna try and open the door. Is it actually locked?
It's locked. It's got like a big padlock.
We have the key.
No, I know that would have been funny. He's just like 1 second. Boom, boom, I'm just like.
Do
I
any
like
of you?
cleaning it anyways.
Yeah, maybe clean the hinges. The other door made a lot of noise, and we do know that
good.
there's quite a few ne'er
Press
dwells in
notification
this
on it
village.
again.
I respect the gnome who likes mending people's random equipment.
So prestidigitation, instantly clean an object no larger than 1 cubic foot. So I'll go up to each of the whatever
Hinges.
hinges there are, and I will use prestidigitation on that. Each one of those, so that they look almost new, as if they've been just created.
Awesome. So who is attempting to open the lock?
Look towards Zaya.
Hello.
Okay.
That's a 7.
It's a 7. You're lucky mending was done, or else you would not have made this.
Oh,
Well, you got this, guys.
And the fact that you got the key. Helps as well.
Usually.
Okay, so who is opening up the door?
Not me, because I have 5 hit points.
I'll open it.
Okay, so Suresh
Cool.
opens the door and steps out.
Push it open with one of my shields and hold the other one
So,
in the opening.
oh, that's right, you're holding 2 shields. I keep forgetting.
Yeah. It doesn't give me any bonus
No.
to receive.
It
That's
drops.
the best part. There's no bonus. You just like having 2 shields.
It drops his DPS drastically.
Yeah, but realistically, I mean, a tiny cavern, I don't really have. I mean, I could have used a normal hand axe, but my
Yeah.
primary weapon, I couldn't get a good swing with.
Yeah,
Okay,
that makes sense.
so Sarash, you notice there is a group of cultists searching the stream banks for pretty much townsfolk hiding. They haven't noticed you, so you have the option of how to deal with this situation.
I will slide off one of my shields and grab a hand axe and heave it at one of them. How far away are they?
How many cultists?
About 40. There's 2 cultists and 6 kobolds.
We could probably take them.
How far away did you say they were?
About 40 feet.
Oh fuck. Okay. I want to try and slink over a few feet, about 20, and then heave my
Yep.
hand axe.
I
Well,
whisper before you walk out. Remember, we're not supposed to let anyone find the tunnel. Just don't lead them back here.
Little
If we
birdie.
sneak attack, we could probably take out the kobolds.
We kill them all, they won't know anything. I'm gonna slink out a bit, and I mean I have 30 feet, so I can kind of go off a little bit in a different direction to kind of throw them off the exact direction. But I'm just heaving a hand axe, and then I'll pull out a second one after I throw it. Just at one of the cultists for 14.
So the cultists or the kobold?
Cultist.
Cultists. Now remember, little birdie in the back of your mind will also remind you that the governor, if you could capture a cultist, he would be appreciative. So we can
It's cool,
interrogate.
It's fine.
Yeah, I'm just.
We got options.
So what was your damage? Like your hit?
14 total.
14, that hits and damage. Good, this cultist is pretty badass too, not gonna lie.
9. 4 plus 5. 9.
Damn. You throw that axe, it lands in his chest, directly where his heart would be, and he just drops to the ground.
If Sia has taught you anything, is that magic users are very weak.
Now there are 6 kobolds and 1 cultist left, and they look towards where that axe came from and see
Oh yeah.
a 6'5",
3.
6'3", shamrock green, half orc.
Blonde, braided hair, beaded hair.
With
I
two
will
shields.
probably pull out. No, I dropped one of the shields and pulled out a hand axe, so the other shield's kind of sitting near the door. And I'll pull out my other hand axe and kind of yell something in Orcish at them.
I do not believe they speak orcish.
It's the thought that counts. I'm
By
sure
the
they
time I
can
like-
figure
yeah.
out.
The one that speaks orcish is dead.
Aha!
Initiative. Oh, that is not good.
Ooh, nice.
15.
Also 15. You're gonna beat me in modifier though. I only have a +1.
A natural 20.
Nice.
Roll
So
again.
19.
19.
And I got a 13 again.
That's actually again. God, it's got that and there. So natural 20 really does nothing for initiative checks, right?
No,
No.
technically, by book, it's attack rolls and saving throws that only that
Okay.
effect.
So
Otherwise, it's just no matter.
it's more so the +2 the kobolds get beats your -1, so they get to go before you.
Ouch.
Yeah, they rolled a 17.
Wow.
And I think Suresh is the only one in view at the moment.
Yep. And it's night time, so they don't have disadvantage on their attack, so only the first kobold. Ooh, nice. Okay, so the first kobold of the 6 is going to swing his sling around really fast and try and hit you, which is a nat 1, and instead hits himself in the head. Which, screw it, I'm doing damage on this because this dude's a fucking idiot. I hate
You're
these
so
guys.
dumb, it hurts you.
Yeah, and he does 5 damage to himself, so
And kills
one kobold.
himself. I think we got this, guys.
David lost against this
so
Goliath.
stupid. Why? Now we have 5 kobolds left and 1 cultist.
He's too scared. He killed himself instead of fighting me.
The other kobold, which was starting to swing his sling, saw what happened, stops swinging his sling, pulls out his dagger, and charges you instead because it's less chance of killing yourself.
Well, to block a freaking kobold, I'll have to like kneel down a bit.
I think with the 7, it doesn't really matter what you do. He'll probably trip on his way over there just as he gets there.
I just lift a leg as he runs by me.
Okay. Now, the next 3, when they attack, will have advantage because of pack tactics. So, that first roll for him was a natural 20, so I don't need to do his second one.
Oh, man.
So, this is a 6 piercing damage. The next kobold, thank God for advantage because he rolled a 1, would be a 16 to hit.
Nope. I have my shield out.
And the last kobold is a dirty 20 to hit, which is 4 damage piercing.
I only dropped to 1 hit point because I'm an orc.
Ooh.
Holy shit.
Wait, you're down to 1 hit point?
I technically dropped to 0 and then kind of refreshed because I'm an orc.
Shit.
Okay, so hold on a second. Sling killed himself. Lift up a leg, crit, miss, hit.
Dirty 20.
1 more kobold. Which was, they rolled a 2 and a 3, so a 7. Durden, There is
Hmm.
5 kobolds circled around Sirash.
They're around him, or I don't see them, right? They're not at the door, are they?
I'm assuming you'll walk up towards the door to look out, correct?
I have not moved yet, so no.
Okay.
I saw Sarash open the door and then throw an axe,
But then you
and then
just...
a bunch of sling stones hit him. Is what
No,
I would have said.
it's all daggers hitting him.
Oh, they ran up.
Yeah, because after the first guy
Sirash
killed
ran out.
himself,
Yeah.
the other ones which were going to use a sling decided against it because
Oh,
he
those are
just killed
daggers.
himself. Yeah.
Yeah, Sirash threw the door open and ran out, so we lost sight of him. So
Mm.
we probably just heard this. We haven't seen anything yet.
So I will move past Zaya, who would have been next in the order,
Yes.
5 feet, 10 feet to the door, and then since I hear sounds of battle, I don't know how far away it is, so I'm gonna.
He moved
Put my
20 feet
hammer.
from the door to get into range.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my hammer in my belt, standing at the door, but inside, and start to unlimber my crossbow. But I won't be able to do that till next turn.
Okay.
That's all I can do.
And Sirash. Oh no, Zaya, because you have higher dex than Sirash.
Yeah, she's much higher.
Hello. Can I turn the corner a little bit, but still stay back and see what's happening, or do I have to walk up?
So if you want a quick peek, you won't be able to end your turn there because that is where Dernan's standing, correct, at the doorway?
Yeah, I'm at the doorway, not going out, but
Yeah,
at the
so
doorway.
you're inside the tunnel at the doorway. So you could stand there and peek, but you won't be able to end your turn in that spot.
Okay. So can I shoot, peek around, shoot, and then move back?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna do that. Because I have a crossbow. That's a +5, so that's 12. Does that hit a kobold?
12 just hits the kobold.
Okay. Well, and it's 7 points of damage.
You kill said kobold.
And then I go back around and not end my turn then.
Are you going to inform Sorrow in that what's out there? Because I don't think they...
Yeah, I'm gonna tell him so there's a lot of kobolds and our green friend looks pretty
Red.
bad.
His Christmas tree colours.
Green.
Sirash, your turn.
I will. It's just kobolds that are kind of around me,
Yes.
and there's 4 now because the crossbow bolt kind of came out and killed them. Yeah.
Something killed them, yes.
I'm going to just swing my hand axe at whatever one is in front of me or near my right side. Just kind of the closest one.
Okay.
7 + 7, 14.
Hits.
Or 11. 6 + 5.
Even with your hand axe, it does as much as your great axe. You just manage to cleave it straight through. It doesn't get stuck halfway. It's just...
And then I will use as a bonus action my second wind.
Okie doke. So for those... Okie doke. Okay.
So I will heal 6 + 1, so a total of 7.
Oh, see, look, now... For anyone who was watching that, if Dernan just looked out at that time to see how bloody Sirash was, you just see a lot of the cuts just close up. And the blood turn dry.
It clot. I don't notice them anymore.
Yes. Okay, and next is Sorrow.
Okay, so I'm gonna walk out of the tunnel with 30 feet of movement. Can I get up to where Sarash and these kobolds are grouped?
You will be Sorrow at the door. Boom. Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna stroll forward with my shield in my left arm, my mace in my right hand, just walking. My hair is kind of blows back in the breeze as I walk out, and I just stroll toward them. And as soon as I get close, how many kobolds are within 5 feet of me?
So I'm assuming the ones I killed would have been closer towards the door just because Sorosh would have been in the way. Sorosh would have killed one towards the other side, so maybe two of them.
Excellent. So I just stroll up, so I'm
Let
standing
me
right in
guess.
front of them.
Yeah, and you gotta do a
And-
power word, I'm gonna do a
yep.
constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throws
God.
with my word of radiance.
The con sucks so much.
That's what I'm hoping.
It's a -1 to that con.
You know?
I've never played with that spell, but I think I definitely need to now.
Yes, so that is a 5 and an 8.
All right. So I
Together.
stroll forward.
They survive.
Together, if they could add that together, they would make it. But no. But they each only take 1 point of damage apiece from it. But I say when it blasts out and hits them, I'll kill you if you don't surrender. And then I'm done.
Like I picture these two kobolds start doing the little dance from Dragon Ball Z to like merge into one to try and save themselves, but
Super kobold.
they fail. The cultist yells at the other kobold in retaliation to your telling him to run. It's like, if you run, you know the fate's worse than death. And this cultist is going to... What can we do? Really? That's all he can do? Okay.
I'm gonna look at him when he says that to them, and I'm gonna respond and say, "Oh no, your fate's gonna be worse than death."
Oh,
And
well,
just smile.
he was going to attack this half-orc, but since then he's just going to casually stroll up to you. The scimitar drops down from his cloak and he catches the handle. And in that same motion, he's just going to swing at you and try and cut you. And he tries to outkill, but he really sucks at rolling, doesn't he?
I try to swing the shield to get it between us.
He rolled a 2, so that's a 5.
Bling.
He like just catches the edge of the handle, so his like hand's not properly holding it, and it's just... It did not end up well. He's trying to act confident though.
My smile broadens, and I say, "You've chosen the wrong path to follow. You still have a chance, but just one."
And it is the kobold's turn, who is going to look at the cultist leader, and then back at the half-orc. And because cultist leader is within 5 feet, pack tactics, booyah, friendly roll, which ended up being a nat 20. I am so sorry, this guy is going off today. Sorosh, you are taking 9 piercing damage.
Wow.
He rolled a 3 and a 4.
I dropped.
Kobold's just going to look up at you, Sorrow, afterwards, and wipe the blade on its leg to get the orc blood off,
Now you've made me angry.
and step over the body because he's trying to act tough. Probably not the smartest move he's going to do, seeing what you just did to his other friends, but... Dernan!
All right. So if I could step out 5 feet from where nobody sees me, hoping that I'm surprising them.
Do you want
on
to
the-
stealth check for us just to see if they
Sure.
see you? Because they have seen Sorrow walk out from there, and Zaya did shoot fireballs.
I
Or
rolled an
something.
8.
I just crossbow.
Crossbow, well, they saw something. The cultists has a feeling you're there, and so does the kobold. His passive perception's 8.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just do a regular crossbow shot
Okay.
then.
Aiming at who?
The kobold.
Okay.
Nope. I roll a 2, so I miss.
So a 1 with your negative.
That's negative on damage, not on the
Oh.
hit.
No.
So it's-
Okay. Just
So I miss, and then I step back into the tunnel, so I'm out of line of sight.
okie doke.
Start to wind up my crossbow for another shot later.
Zaya.
I'm going to peek out again and use my crossbow again. I'm gonna shoot at the one that just that's standing over Siraj.
So there's one kobold, one cultist.
The one kobold. Is that the one that killed Siraj, or is
Yeah.
this just
He
that's the one
killed.
left? Okay. So
Well, he dropped Siraj.
that kobold.
Okay.
8 plus 5, that's 13.
That hits.
And that is... Wait, that's the wrong die. That's going to be 9 points of damage.
Yeah, that kills him. So he steps over Siraj's body. One crossbow bolt just flies over him by like 3 feet. And then he looks at Sorrow, ready to be like, okay, I'll fight you. You said not to, or else I'll die. And then gets hit in the throat by another crossbow bolt.
I keep warning them, and they don't want to listen.
At least this one didn't get killed by you.
But didn't he? I mean, I warned him. These are my friends. It all
Okay.
counts.
Bonus actions, you shadow stepping anywhere, or
No.
okay, Sorrow.
I have 5 hit points. I don't want to get out of here.
Oh, I have the death save, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
18, so that's a success. At least there's that going for me.
So how many are left near me?
just the one cultist who did that really pathetic scimitar swing, but is trying to act like he meant to, not hit you. As a warning.
I'm gonna put one finger up and say, I'm gonna get to you in a moment. I reach down and put a hand on Siraj, and I spare the dying on Siraj, so that he is stabilized and not dying.
Okay, so stabilized, but he's not conscious.
Yep. And I look back at the cultist and say, drop your weapon and surrender, or I'm going to make you. And that's my turn.
Okay, cultist can just reply straight away because it's his turn, and he's gone. If I do that, the dragon will kill me. And he gonna swing.
You're going to
Just-
die either way,
I just-
honestly.
Yeah, he has to at least try, like, this is a fucking adult blue dragon, okay? He's not gonna piss that off. 15?
Shield comes right up again. Clang! And I'm just staring at him, smiling ear to ear.
Okay. I will get you. Then Dannon.
I will step out, fire my crossbow, and then step back.
Okay. You can try a stealth check if you want,
Oh, okay. Let me roll that.
because this guy is pretty focused on Sorrow. So,
No, that's a 8 again. 9 minus 1.
okie doke.
Behind me, is there this like clank, 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 clank?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I roll a 11 plus 1, 12 to hit.
That hits.
Oh, all right.
Just.
So he will take 5 minus 1, so 4 points of damage from the crossbow.
He takes a hit like a champ. Like, it'll hit him in his left shoulder, and he kind of like moves with it to try and mitigate the damage. Hence the -1. And then just moves back like, what up? I just got a bolt stuck in my shoulder. That's cool.
Yeah, then I'll duck back into the cavern or the tunnel.
Okay, Zaya.
I'm gonna go with the same thing. 7 plus 5, that's 12.
Hits.
Okay. And that's going to be 6 points of damage.
How are you doing this?
If it's going to kill him, I want to like do it so he's just knocked unconscious and not dead.
Okay, so we'll have you hit the other shoulder, which has him drop his weapon, and it hits the point where like just hits like a tendon where he can't move his arm without a lot of pain, so he kind of just doesn't.
Oh, you see, like Saya's like hand like sticking out of the tunnel with like a thumbs up.
And then the little gnomish hand comes around down the bottom as well, thumbs up, be like, we did it.
Just 2 thumbs.
Okay, that is the end of
Well,
combat.
it's like the high five. So I put my hand up, and then she can do the high five. No,
She,
If she wants to.
she
yeah.
looks at you and kind of blinks, like she doesn't know what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't know what a high five, or they don't know what a high five is, so they just kind of like put their hand on your hand.
The irony of a gnome teaching people how to high five.
Exactly.
Like low five, right? Okay, so you have a cultist who's unable to move his arms. Unconscious half orc. And multiple dead kobolds around you.
Can I
Who
walk
has
up
rope?
and? I think I have rope. I was about to say that. Like walk up and like start like just wrapping him like a present.
Wrapping who? Sarosh or the cultist?
The cultist.
Yeah, I'm just. You said like a present, and we said he looked like a Christmas tree. Like,
Well, they have to set him at my feet.
yeah.
Can I go around and collect crossbow bolts? Any that didn't get destroyed?
Okay. Yep. Roll. How many were shot? 1, 2,
I shot
3,
3.
4.
I shot 3.
So 6. One of them went off really far, which I don't know if you'd want to go searching for that one. Would you want to go searching for the
just
one which you
whatever.
missed, or the ones which hit? So just roll. If you 1d5. You're using online rolling or dice?
I can.
It's up to you. It's just roll whatever was like hit, and then whatever number that is what you managed to recover.
Well, I only hit once.
But Zaya hit.
Oh, for her
I hit
hits.
3.
Oh,
yeah.
3. So roll.
4 total.
Yeah, so roll 1d4 and see what you recover.
I mean, you could probably recover my 3 because they're in kobolds and a cultist.
Yeah, but it's more if any get damaged.
Oh, okay.
It's what a
So 3. I got
3.
3.
Okay, so 3 bolts are still usable. The one which is
So I
lodged
give
in the
you 2 back, and I get 1 back.
cultist's right shoulder is pretty lodged in. So you're wrapping up the cultist in rope, I'm assuming?
Hmm?
Cultist wrapped in rope, correct?
Yes.
Does anyone have another rope with them?
I mean, I have 50 feet of rope.
Do you mind if we cut it? I want to. I think that we should drag Sarash back and wait for him to wake up before we continue.
Of course. I think that might be a good idea. Since
Plus, we can bring this one back for them to talk to.
as you wish.
So I'm gonna take half the rope, and I'm gonna like sort of jury rig it around Sarash's like shoulders, like, and then turn around and kind of pull it over my back, and kind of just with
A
his
Sarash
back to me,
backpack.
kind of I'm dragging him along behind me because I can't carry him, but I can drag him
It's a Sarash backpack.
pretty much.
Backpack.
I'll grab his shields and his weapon and just kind of lumber them back with me, so she doesn't have to carry those.
I stop at one, like before we get into the tunnel, and I'm like, oh wait, I lower him down gently. I'm gonna run back over where all the dead kobolds are, and I'm going to. Is there any kind of like brush or anything like along the creek bed here?
Should
Yes.
check for pouches and stuff too.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I look back at them
And
and
the
I'm like,
cultist.
that's a good idea. I quickly ruffle through the bodies to see if there's anything of interest.
On these, they pretty much came just for the attack. These guys
Okay.
weren't raiders looking for treasures to steal. They're looking for people. So,
Alright.
whatever
Can
you'd
I-
find on a kobold. So a little dagger, a sling, and some rocks. And the two cultists have a scimitar each.
Okay.
Can I take the scimitar of the cultist that I have?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll take the scimitar off the body of the cultist that's dead. Put it on my belt. And then I'm going to drag the bodies into the brush and sort of cover them over to kind of hide them. Because I don't want too much attention to get drawn to this location.
I'll help with that.
I should also let you know that the cultists, they have like a little like a cultist outfit as well.
Ooh. I strip the dead one. I start taking his robes and stuff off of him. You
Got a
don't
hole
need
in
this,
the
and you
chest
don't
of the
need this.
uniform, though.
I look back and I
mend
think
it.
of the fact that Durnan can mend it.
Okay, as you
Uh,
remove the cultist robes, you just see a human female under there, leather armor, chest piece, and all that.
I tap her cheek and say to the dead body, you know, I really wish you would have made better choices. Things could have ended better for you, but and I heave her into the bushes.
1, 2, better not sue.
And then once I'm done, I go back and pick up my Sarash backpack.
You just pile stuff on my body.
Pretty much. He's like a sledge.
A sled.
And the other guy's just walking with us then, that's tied up, and we're just
Yeah, I'm
pulling
just
along?
pushing him forward.
Oh. Every time you push
Okay, I'm
it.
gonna gag him.
When we get back in the tunnel, I look at Durnan and I'm like, we should lock this behind us. So just in case anybody happens by, they don't come up this tunnel.
Yeah.
I'd hate to be the ones that screw over all these people and let people in.
Yeah, we'll lock the door as we come
I'll
through.
give you the key because I have.
Okay. So you managed to drag Sarash back, pushing forward a cultist who's tied up.
I'm drawing
As-
schematics of how could I carry Sarash. I should create something that could carry him. And I'm like drawing and sketching like an elephant or some type of mechanical construct.
You sketch
Sorrow?
Sorrow.
Sorrow is talking at the cultist, and I'm saying, now, this is your chance to make better life decisions. You know, you can always start fresh in a new day. Unlike your friend who is dead, they don't get to start again. But you can make better choices starting now. And I'm just sort of chewing his ear off about decision making.
He was gagged, remember?
Yeah.
So you
Which
managed.
is why I can keep
yeah.
talking.
So you make it back to the fort. The lady Linan Swift runs up and sees that Sarash is injured. And also notices that no one picked up the shield he dropped.
Oh, no,
No, we picked
Durnan
them up.
did.
Oh,
Durnan picked up the shields.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
picked up the shield.
awesome, because she's like, motherfucker. Family alone.
Because Suresh promised to bring them back except if he died. So we made
Yes.
sure to honor his word.
Technically, he's not dead, so.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, so seeing that Sarash is down and you do still have the shield, she will instead focus on trying to help with Sarash and lead you towards the medical tent where they've got some people looking after the injured.
Can I get a piece of that?
Yeah, so this is going to be considered a short rest. And while this is happening,
Nice.
Nightil, I believe is his name. This is Yes, Governor Nighthill will notice that you have a cultist bound and gagged.
Yeah, just kind of push the cultist towards him.
And
Here
the
you are, Governor.
governor thanks you a lot and's gone, have you spoken to him yourself yet?
I have told him all about his poor decision making and that he needs to turn over a new leaf, but we haven't questioned him about particulars as of yet.
Okay, so no particulars. Okay, awesome. With this, it's gone. I managed to. He turns towards. Was Donut asking about the health potions?
Sorrow asked originally.
Oh, sorry. Donut asked if you had them from the one shot. Okay.
Yep.
It's gone. We managed to find 2, like, basic health potions, if you would like. As he looks at Sarosh being dragged past the medical tent, it's like, probably a little bit late, but better late than never.
Oh. Well, not late. He's not dead. If he was dead, it would have been worse.
Oh, that's good to hear. Let's go.
Oh, better.
I'm not dead.
Not dead yet.
This
flesh wound.
Can I roll for Sorrow, seeing injured people and things like that? Can I roll a medicine to sort of try to like help a little bit here with the wounded?
If you want.
Cool. Ooh, that is a 24 to sort of putter around and try to help bind up wounds and take care of people.
Okay, so you managed to help heal some of the citizens during your short rest. In that time, Governor Nighthill has picked a few of his guards and they have taken the captured cultists into the keep to have a little friendly conversation.
Can I be present for that conversation?
If you want.
What point do I wake up for?
About halfway to 3/4 of the way through. Like,
If I can, I look for smelling salts to try to speed up Suresh waking up.
I rolled a 1 on my thing, so I only have 4 hit points. But no, yeah. I was looking at my saving throw. I was like, wait, I didn't have a 5. Oh, I also don't have a +7 strength, so those are my saving throws.
yeah, with the help of people in the medical tent and all that, you will regain your full health.
Ooh.
Oh, I do?
Yeah. Everyone who
nice.
decided to rest and like go there for a little visit would be back to full health, because it would be very cruel if I didn't and sent you out to do the rest of the stuff. So, Zaya, no, Dernan, what are we doing at this time? You're muted.
Are we only taking a short rest or are we going to take a long rest?
So it'll be a full hour short rest, but with the help of their medical tent and their clerics, which have managed to.
So during the short rest, I guess I will stay near Sarosh, I guess, until he wakes up.
So it's just Zaya who's going to watch the interrogation.
Yeah. And they'll help if they can. Zaya knows that they look kind of like unnerving to most people. Because while there are Drow and there are like different color people, they're not like people that look like her.
Like with the pitch black eyes and that black hair
and the gray, like gray skin.
It's a good look.
Yeah. Yeah, they know there's not a lot of people that look like them, so.
Okay, so during this interrogation, you hear Nighthill claiming that they know that they're working for a captain in the town right now known as the Dragon Lady. But they're trying to work out why they're here. And this cultist seems very tight-lipped. So if you would like to help with either an intimidation or a persuasion roll, Zaya?
What am I better at? I'm the same. So, which one do you have not fucked me up? Oof, that's so good. I'm gonna do intimidation because I feel like that's always like better. It's gonna be a 22.
Okay, yeah, you pass a DC check of 10. He's gonna keep that lady away from me. That thing over there. Like, don't let her come near me. Look at the black eyes with no, like, death. What do you want to know? I'll tell you anything as long as she does not come near me anymore. Do you keep walking or do you stop?
I'll stop, but I'll like stare at them
Okay.
without blinking.
I was going, we were sent here for the great Hoard that will usher in the reign of the Queen of Dragons. I know that the cult has a clutch of dragon eggs, but they're under heavy guard in a cave where we're from, at our camp. And he points out of the window, because you're up high in the fort, at you can see a cultist that is in purple robes with different looking guards than what you have seen out on the streets further off into town. And that is one of their leaders. Like, that is the captain of who is running this current raid to get, as you've just found out, a great hoard for the reign of the Queen of Dragons. Apart from that, it's just the information which they and yourself already know. They're here for people, mainly over treasures. There's a camp where they're from which has the dragon eggs. And they're working for the Cult of the Dragon, for the Dragon Lady, which her name is Rezmir. Rezmir.
That's the dragon lady?
Yep.
Resmia. Okay. This is good.
Okay.
I like secrets.
Okay, so now we are getting on to 11 PM of the night of the attack. What's everyone doing right now?
Oh, I'm gonna go back to like the group and tell them what I heard.
I'm mourning my ego.
My ego, no.
I'm gonna
Anything.
find out if I can get some crossbow bolts from somewhere inside the keep.
Oh, yep,
Replace
so
the ones I lost.
Red will take you to their little armory, and where you'll see there's some crossbow bolts. He's more than willing to hand over free of charge because he's a nice guy, and you are using him to defend everyone from the threat.
Alright, sweet. I go back to 20. Thanks.
When we gather back together, I hold out the 2 potions and I say, I think that Suresh should definitely take at least one of these. Who else wants to? Saya? Of course. And I hand it to you. So Suresh and Saya, you each get a potion of healing.
Cool. And I will let you guys know what's going on and why this is happening. I'm sure Sarash would like to know since he's here to investigate it.
Yeah. What was the name of that person?
Resmia,
There.
the dragon lady.
Interesting. And they say that they're going to a camp. I
Correct.
wonder how close by the camp is.
Would I have gotten that information out of him?
It's a fair bit away. It's not like super close where you could see it from up here. Or else, the town probably would have attempted to do something to stop the increase in the cultists leading up to this attack. Or would have had some form of notice, so it's like a couple days away.
Well, if they're collecting people as much as or more so than treasure, I wonder if everyone is safe now, or if there's still people out there that we have to
Now that we have a way
collecting
to,
both.
maybe we
I
should
think more
go
so
back
the
out.
picture.
see if we can round up any stragglers and bring them back in to make sure they don't take anyone else.
You could do that. I think they're more here for the treasure that they need for the reign of the Dragon Queen.
Suddenly, Governor Nighthill is running out of the keep towards you guys, and he's looking very distraught.
Well, he looks terrible.
Hello?
It's like, we need your help urgently. We've just
Okay.
spotted a new threat. The raiders are trying to set fire to the town's mill.
Oh,
Yeah, if it burns, we'll lose our stockpile of flour and we won't be able to grind more for months. I am in the process of getting Red to assemble some defenders from here to defend it for the rest of the night. But we are not ready or organized to go out just yet. We need to find people who aren't injured.
How close to the
Pardon?
how close to the river water is this place? Can we take the tunnel back?
The tunnel will increase how far you have to travel by a good 500 feet.
so it's quicker to go out the main gate.
It's quicker but more dangerous.
If we get stuck fighting, we're still gonna lose time.
It's true, and we could also be in a much worse off situation. I think the tunnel may be the best way to go.
Yeah.
We'll maybe get some surprise on them. How many raiders did you see running for the mill? Did you get a head count?
But yes, I did, because my guards are super perceptive. And it is, yes, and he brings out his little notepad, which he quickly scrolls down. 4 cultists and 1 guard,
Oh,
We
all
can do
right.
this.
judged by their outfits.
I smile and I look over. I say, "Where's the cultist that we brought in?"
He decided he did not want to be here anymore.
Did you kill him?
Yes. Just,
Oh,
he's thinking like, should I lie? It's like, nope. Just,
Saya's just staring at him like literally she barely blinks. She's like,
you're freaking me out.
they, I
so
keep saying she, it's they.
can we have his clothes, please? And I reach in my bag and I hand the cultist robes that I took off the dead woman, and I hand them to Dernan and I say, "Can you fix these?"
I made that.
I
You
can
did.
if I to get a minute.
I think we'll take a minute. I'm gonna go strip the other body, and I say, "Where's the dead body?"
His boot and motorcycles as well.
Mm-hmm.
Upstairs. Just follow the stairs
Sorrow
upstairs. First left, second right.
Me your
Wait,
clothes.
third right, not second.
Got it. And she just runs, and
Energetic one, that one, isn't she?
Saya's just, they're just still staring at them.
I will find the dead body, and as I'm disrobing it, I will once again give it a speech on life choices and how it made the wrong ones.
So Governor Nighthill's watching a little rock gnome mend an outfit, and he has to deal with Zaya staring at him and Sarosh's just Sarosh. You guys are weird. Okay. So you managed to make it back, prestidigitate the other one, I'm assuming, so it's not covered in blood, because they were very messy with how they killed him.
Looking at the outfits and looking at the party, do I assess that they look like they'd fit myself and Zaya better than
Yes.
the rest?
Then the 4-foot gnome and the 6-foot apple. Yeah.
So as I'm returning, Sorrow is halfway through, like pulling these things on over the top of the chainmail that she is wearing, and when I get back and see that Dernan is done with the other one, I'm like, "Thank you," and I take it and hand it to Zaya and say, "For you."
Hey.
Okay.
Okay.
Welcome to the cult.
I point at Suresh and I
They'll
say,
put them on.
You're the muscle. And I point at Durnan and say, pull up your hood. You're a kobold.
Do you have a hood, Dana? You can if you want. Like, if you have a little traveler's cloak.
I've got clothes and common gear, Genshin gear.
If you want one of them to be a little traveler's cloak with a hood.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stop this because this sounds amazing.
Or I can borrow one from the keep before we go.
Yeah, either way.
One of the children.
Yeah.
Run over to one of the children and rip it off one of the kids. No, I was kidding.
The kid rips it back, punches you in the face, and be like, no.
I punch way harder than the kid. Bring it.
Acrobatics check.
I grapple him. Let's go.
Okay, so now we're having a fight between a 150-year-old rock gnome and a 4-year-old kid. Let's run.
I lean over and say to Suresh, I got 5 silver on the kid.
Yeah.
I got thunder damage.
He's a kid. He's immune. He can't be killed. That's Skyrim rules.
That's probably
Yeah.
what
Counterspell.
we were playing.
You can knock him out. Dang.
Billy's you can knock out a kid.
So,
Okay, so are we running at the front door or are we going stealthy but traveling further?
I still like the tunnel, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bait. No, not bait. Disguises.
Okay.
They won't believe us if we walk out the front gate.
Mm-hmm. So tunnel. We should double time it though. We don't want them to burn the mill down. Let's go.
Yeah, we'll like double dash.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we go down the tunnel. So, okay.
Lock it behind us when we leave it.
Nobody was outside the door in the thing. Can I get stealth checks with advantage, please?
Ooh, straight roll. I love these.
Ooh, not too bad. 11.
Double
Let's
check.
see.
21.
Show off.
I got a 9.
And one with the shadows.
the shadow guy can hide.
Yeah, I got
No.
Who knew?
What'd you get?
13 minus 1.
13 minus 1, 12. Awesome. Enough of you passed well enough to make it undetected. So it takes a few minutes to get there, being stealthy in the riverbed. And you get to around 40, 50 feet from the mill. And what are we doing?
Is it on fire?
Not yet. Are you going
Okay.
straight for the group or...
You said it was how many cultists?
4 cultists and 1 guard.
Yes.
Okay. If we sneak attack, you probably could take out a couple cultists first.
It's true. What if I stroll in and walk right up in the middle of them and start off with a nice blast of my god's power, and then you all can surprise them?
Okay. That sounds like a good strategy.
Everyone agree?
Sure.
So Sorrow would, in her cultist robes, confidently stroll up toward this mill and toward the other cultists in the guard who are trying to light it on fire.
Already a
Okay.
hand axe.
Can I get an insight check from you, Sarah?
Of course.
I'm ready
Boom.
my crossbow.
That is going to be a 23 for an insight check.
Zara knows
Of
everything.
course, you're the cleric, aren't you?
I am a cleric.
So as you walk up, you notice, I don't know how you would notice this with your backstory, but you notice that if they really were trying to burn this place down, they'd have the fire closer and they'd actually be lighting the fire. This looks all to be fake. Pretend like they're just going through the actions but not actually attempting to burn it down.
Do I get the impression that it's enough of a ruse that they might be trying to draw people in to the location?
With the 20 odd you rolled, yes. Like you see them looking around, trying to see if they've spot you, and they're like, "Hey, friend, have you seen them yet?"
I stroll forward and I say, "No, I haven't seen them. What about you?
Not yet, but they should be here soon.
You think so? Which way do you think they'll come from?"
I don't know, but you know those hero types. They see something like dangerous situation, they've got to come try and help everyone.
Do we have more support hiding that I haven't seen? I didn't bring anyone with me.
Yeah, you know we've got the other people.
I'm gonna take another walk around to see if I see them coming. I'll give you a signal if I do. I'll be back. Give me a moment.
Okay.
And I'm gonna kind of stroll back away and not go exactly the way that I came, but kind of circle out and around. And then try, if I get a little bit out of line of sight with them, try to like flag at the group, like, wait a second. And then try to make my way back without giving away the rest of their location.
Okay.
If I get back safely.
Yeah, we'll say you made it. Like, you're in disguise. Like, you're doing what you said what you would do.
You failed.
I come back and I say, no. I got more information, and it was important that we all know this. Apparently, they're waiting for us. There's others hiding. There's more than just that force there. I don't think they intend to burn the mill. I think that they intend to kill us. And I didn't know what you guys wanted to do about that, so I thought it was a better idea to come back and check in first.
Well, if they're trying to draw us out, they're hiding something else.
Mm-hmm.
Did they tell you what it was?
No, they didn't. I told them I'd make another pass. I think that we're disguised enough. Maybe we can stroll in and get more information without starting a fight right away, and see how many more of their forces there are. Tell them that I collected a few more allies on my pass looking for the heroes.
Before you do that, I will send a message to the governor to let him know what's going on.
Okay.
And I'll use message to tell the governor, like, yo, they're fucking with us.
Yo, they're fucking with us.
But within, like, CSB.
Can he reply?
Yes, I believe so. Let me double check. I believe so. You can spell.
Limited reply, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, they can reply.
We're like, we're still around 15 minutes away of getting people there. Just, as long as they don't burn that place down, just do what you can.
Do we want to mingle in and wait for these forces to arrive, and then we'll surprise them from within their group and be a support system for the guards that are coming?
Don't we set up a counter ambush? Find a defensible position, and then you go tell them you found us.
Oh, I could do that.
Should we wait for them to arrive, or should we act now?
I can, you can pick a location, and then I'll pick a location near it and tell them that you're there. And then once they come by, then you guys ambush them.
Would you like me to come with you since I look like a cultist?
I would be grateful for the assistance.
I can do that.
Where are you going to hide, Dernan and Sarash?
Is there a building nearby?
Yeah, there'll be a little farmhouse.
Why don't we go hide in a building? You can say we're taking a rest.
Okay.
Respite, that you saw us through a window or something, and we can try and fortify that. And I warn you, I am killing the first thing that walks through the door. So don't be the first thing that walks through the door.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. Zaya, let's go and tell them.
Okay, so I think that's where we'll leave it for today.
Oh man.
With Zaya and
Ready for
Sorrow,
the ambush.
with the party splitting up. I guess that's always fun.
Never ends badly.
Yeah. So we'll just go through and you can do a little sign off, who you are, where people can find you, if you have anything else going on, and we'll start off with Dernan.
Hey everybody, I'm Sir Lucian from Sir Lucian Gaming. You can catch me over at twitch.tv/Sir Lucian, Lucien. I know some people spell it an A-N. Or you can find me at youtube.com/Sir Lucian also. And on Twitter, it's at Sir Lucian Gaming. I run a D&D 5e West Marches game. I run a Saturday morning D&D show with Jordan, the PH is silent, who does a ton of Forgotten Realms videos and stuff. And then we also do this awesome show on Thursdays, which I'm super happy to be a part of because it's been super fun already. And I love the Artificer. I can't wait till we get back up to like level 4 or 5 and really get going again, which is good. And I'm glad to be a part of Barry's first DM experience, which is cool. So that's also super fun. If you want to see anything I'm doing, you can go to those 3 spots and you'll be able to find me. So I hope you swing by and we'll see you in the next one.
And Sorrow.
Hi, I'm Jeanette. You can find me on Twitter at JEBriggs79. I play on Saturdays on PowerScore RPG's Twitch channel at 3 p.m. in the Dungeon of the Mad Mage game. I'm a rogue character. And also I run games on my channel, Uncanny_Adventures, generally Sundays, every other Sunday, 4:30 p.m. I run D&D 5e. We're playing Skull and Shackles from Pathfinder, but I've converted it to 5e. And every other Monday on the off week, we play Call of Cthulhu, and I'm running a Western campaign called The Wretched West, and that's at 7. And other than that, I play randomly a couple other channels with friends. So if you follow my Twitter, you can see where I'm doing things during the week.
And Sarush.
I putz around on Twitter, ArcDevilRoad2, and I don't do much else. Occasionally, I do manage to play or run for Salt and Sassy's Twitch channel, but other than that, I don't have much going on. Boring like that.
You're not boring. Look at you taking crits like a boss. And Zaya.
Hello, I'm Adriana. You can find me on Twitter at AlyssaVamp, 2 S's and 2 P's. I play Saturdays on a show called Plot Hunters, where right now we're running Waterdeep, and I play a half-drow barbarian named Alina. And obviously on Thursdays we have this game, and coming soon, I believe, with Burial. So in May, I'm gonna be playing Ghost of Saltmarsh with him DMing and some other wonderful people. And on Sundays, I kind of play between different community games, and I do one-shots with Indoor Adventure a lot, which is really fun. We just finished one. That was like 1920s fantasy. And if you follow me on Twitter, you can find out what I'm doing.
Awesome. And I am Dermot Barry. You can find me here, obviously, Thursdays and in a month on Wednesdays, where I am leading up to Ghost of Saltmarsh. I am running a one-on-one adventure with each of the players of how they became their class and got to where they start off their campaign. And then on the 22nd, which I think is the Wednesday after it comes out, because it comes out on the 21st of May, we will be starting that campaign, which is going to be exciting. So I get to actually run 2 official campaigns, because I'll be super prepared by then. And yeah, just around normally Sundays at Sir Stalwart's community game in Ravnica, where I am the best detective in the world. Yes, cheers for stopping by for episode 1. I will work out how to make this a podcast for people who have long commutes and would rather listen than watch. And I can't thank these people enough for actually signing up to put up with me for 3 hours a week and not die.
It's gonna be 6 hours in May for me.
3 long hours.
3 long.
Times.
Awesome. So yeah, cheers for I gained a fair few followers today. I turned my alerts off just so they didn't interrupt this. And I think we should probably go raid someone, shouldn't we? Now, haven't done this for a while. How do I do this again? It's just /raid, right?
Yep, raid/bust name.
Space name. Who is on? Would help.
Who is on? That's always the trick.
Janet
I
Berry's
think
on.
Indoor might be on.
Yeah, he's doing. Yes, let's do that. /raid. What he wants.
I have a
Adventurer. I think I spelled that right. Awesome. He is playtesting. There's that new.
Looks like it says the big freeze power outage.
Yeah, the power outage one. This one is intended for mature audiences.
It's very punny.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. Does that work even if for mature audiences?
Did it work? We're there.
Is it?
5 seconds where I can hit raid now.
Down. 4, 3, 2, 1.
We're in. Cheers, everyone.
Yeah.
who would like to maybe like let out like a lion roar.
Yep,
Be like,
there it
"Who
is,
should all
raiding.
flee if you know what's good for you?" Something like that.
Yes.
All right.
K2 is here.
Cool. All right,
No,
good
it
show,
doesn't
guys.
Awesome.
mean
Awesome.
Cheers,
Thank you.
everyone.
Bad things for you.
That was great.
So,
It was really fun.
I like that we kind of are getting the dynamic that the 4th level party had, but in a round like we're kind of eking it out in character. It's perfect.
Any part of your power
Mhm.
to be able